Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It is Manchester United versus LA Galaxy and the US tour is here. I'm just going to take my hat off straight away to everybody who gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch Manchester United play during the normal season. It's not easy. I'll get used to it, but it's not easy. But like for the studio, fantastic work from Drawty. Sing, you're lucky I'm even here. You're lucky I'm even here, people saying sing. I'm here though. I am here and I will be joined by other people. But I am feeling a little bit tired. I'm not too sure that getting up was the idea. I think staying up was the idea. But we'll grow into the show as it goes. How you doing? Fantastic. Really looking forward to this. Wish it was kicking off now. Maybe went to live a little bit too early. But we're waiting for the team news. And it should be coming in any minute. I can't see it exactly yet. I don't know how it works for the US tour, but the official account hasn't. Oh no, we've got it. Here it is. So the official team for the first half of the game is, and they actually released it 2 hours before kick-off. So the team for the first half is De Gea in goal, Valencia, Jones, Smalling, Blind. Let's get this right. Yeah. Valencia, Jones, Smalling, Blind. Carrick captain, Herrera, Fellaini, Lingard, Mata, Rashford. So not a massively exciting starting lineup. No Lingard, no Lukaku, no Pereira, no Fosu-Mensah, no Pogba, no Martial, no Mkhitaryan. So none of the players that we're really excited about. We'll start off with De Gea, Valencia, Jones, Smalling, Blind, Carrick, Herrera, Fellaini, Lingard, Mata, Rashford. Rashford being the exciting one for me, bulked up for the summer. So that's the starting lineup, and I'll read that out to you. I don't know at the moment who the subs are going to be, but yeah, you know, not too.
Are in their pre-season. They're getting ready. So I'm going to dive into some of your.
It works. It gives us an opportunity to get everybody some game time, and yeah, the second half will be the exciting bit then, by the looks of it. I'm just going to type this side up for you as well. Let's have a look what people are saying. Marcus is with me. I'll get him on in a bit, don't worry. Katastorund has made a contribution. I think he's just made it just because I've got up, so that's appreciated. So Manchester United starting lineup. We got De Gea, we got Valencia, we got Jones and Smalling. This is a sign that they'll be playing next season. I'm joking. Don't anybody take anything I'm saying seriously at the moment. Carrick, captain. I would imagine, somebody just asked there, will he change the whole team at half time? I would have thought so. Because let's be honest, this starting lineup's got a lot of people we probably don't want anywhere near a Manchester United shirt next season. Let's be honest. So there's the team going on the bottom for you. Yeah, so De Gea in goal, Valencia, Smalling and Jones. There's two. Probably don't want here next season straight away. Blind at left back, Carrick captain, Fellaini. There's another one we don't really want playing next year. Herrera, Lingard. There's another we don't want playing next year. Mata, Rashford. So it's not massively exciting. I personally would have liked to see Pereira start, because then he was going to get you know, a bit of game time at the start of the game. But you know, second half's okay. Just Danny's made a point that he says he's already apparently said he'll change it at half time. Oh, definitely. This is what happens on the US tour. The team gets changed at half time, 100%. That definitely does happen. So no, this is just the lineup going along the bottom of who will start the first half. He's not gonna. That's not the team for the whole game. That's not how the US tour works. Of interest, some people were saying last night, well, I think we're going to play a front two and three at the back. Well, we're clearly not doing that with that side. I don't think you could manipulate it anywhere into a team that's going to play that way. Valencia is a right wing back. Jones, Smalling, Blind. No, there's no left wing back there for a start. So yeah, it's going to be a 4-3. A 4-3-1. Is that right? No, come on, get with it. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. It's going to be a 4-3-3. Which, you know, at the end of the day is fine with that. 6:30 AM in India. Love from here, says Anaban. Bloody hell, was that a clip? I don't know what we're on about. Have we got a problem here with audio? Let me just check. Oh no, it's alright. I'm set up, fine. I'm just not with it. Not very with it at all. If we get a winger and a centre midfielder, we'll be okay. Will the game be showed? Says David. Not on here, I'm afraid. Audio's fine, which is good. Now this is a watch along, so watch it however you want. If you can't watch it, we'll keep you up to date with what's going on. That's how it works on a watch along. MUFC TV have said that it's a 5-3-2, and we're playing a 3-5-2. Can we do that? Let's have a look. I mean, anything's possible. How would we play a 3-5-2 with that team? So you'd have Jones, Smalling and Blind as your centre backs as a 3. Valencia as a right wing back. Herrera and Carrick and Fellaini. Mata as a left wing back. Lingard. I don't see how that's a 3-5-2. I'd be interested to see if it is. We've had a few red herrings with that in the past. I'm not convinced that it is, but we'll see. We'll see. How do we win a shirt? Says Dane Summer. You're always about the gifts, aren't you? Always about the gifts. Where's the love about United Stand and talking about football? We will be giving away a shirt. We'll do it at half time, and I'm thinking about how we can do it as well. But first of all, there's a few little tasks to be achieved if you want to win the shirt. First of all, give it a share give the link a share on either Facebook or Twitter, whatever you are on. You can do that at the bottom of the video there, and drop a like on the video. And then we've got to get to 1,000 likes before we even contemplate giving a shirt away. Pereira is number 15. MUFT showing 3-5-2. Tell me who they've got as a left back, because I've not got MUTV on yet, because it will just use up my bandwidth. I'm at work right now, says Mark Welsh, until 5 AM. I'm in the States, New Jersey, but I'm going to be watching the game. I'm just going to be jiding for my boss for 2 hours while the game is on. Let's go. I just want to see Lukaku, says Dempsey Gerrard. Number 15 to be revealed, says Mr. Well. Laugh my head off. 3 AM, cranky Mark, says Leroy Sim. It's going to be 3 at the back, Mark. 3-5-2, because MUFT confirmed it. Mata and Rashford up top. So would Lingard be the left wing back? Yes, says. Yeah. Well, let's see what it works. If it's 3-5-2, that's quite encouraging, because that may mean that we sign another striker. I did say the other day that maybe the Morata deal isn't dead. Maybe it isn't dead. Interesting. I'll be watching on MUTV. People asking that. It's 6:40 AM in India. Thanks for the update. I have to be honest, says Joe Stanley. My excitement for this game was knocked back a little by the lineup for the first half. Yeah, but he's got to play everybody, hasn't he? And I'm trying to predict what the second half lineup will be, but it'll be far more exciting than this when you consider that it'll probably have Lukaku, Pogba, Martial, Mkhitaryan, Pereira, Fosu-Mensah, Twansibi, Lindelof. So yeah, the second half should be more exciting than the first in relation to the lineup. Michael Foley says LA Galaxy are not very good, but he swears and says something rhyming with bit. It's not free viewing on MUTV. Ben Parsons, no. I've heard that LA Galaxy aren't playing that well. I don't follow the MLS, I've got to be honest. Second half will be exciting, says Prince Sherman. Cato Storsund has made a contribution. Thanks for that. Might go back to bed until half time with that team, says Deirdre 5. Hope Pereira has a good game, says Lorenzo Rodriguez. Oh, Lorenzo's on. There's a lot of people in the... If you're watching in the UK, give us a comment. Because I normally do it for everybody else. When it's a UK 3 o'clock kickoff or 5 o'clock or whatever cushy time it is for us in the UK, we always say, tell us where you're watching from. And then you'll tell us from like India and Australia and America what time it is, and it'll be the early hours of the morning, and we'll go, that's real fan commitment for you, real fan commitment, well done. And we mean it, but boy do we mean it even more now if the shoe is on the other foot. So if you're in the UK at 3 AM, let us a drop. Well, let us know wherever you are as well. But yeah, we're feeling it now. Wijada sent us as how to call. It's not a Skype Goldbridge show for a watch along. That is not how it works. I will be joined by Marcus a bit. Lynn's here. If we're going to keep playing 3-5-2, we need to buy another striker fast. Very, very good. I wish I'd not gone to bed. I wish I'd stayed up and watched the film and kept drinking. That would have been a good idea. Had some funny dreams. Thomas is in the UK. Tiku's in the UK. Stephen Bauer's in the UK. Danny's in the West Midlands, so he's probably not far from me. Tice Ravenhill's there. And Lorenzo says, I've been on holiday without Wi-Fi, Mark, and have been unable to watch, but if I can, I'll always watch the United Stand. And Ireland, says Sean Collins, and woke up at 6 AM and going to sleep at 5 AM. Ireland, by the way, says Ty Guy. It's not too bad today if you're in the UK, because it's the early hours of Sunday morning, so we'll probably be all wrapped up by about, well, I've got to do a match reaction, so 5:15. Then I'm going back to bed for about 5 hours. But on the Real Salt Lake game, which is 48 hours time, I'll be going to work after about 7 o'clock, so that's going to be a challenge, but you all do it, so we've got to do it as well. Little Baz says he's watching in Birmingham and it's 1:21. I can tell you it's not. It's 11 minutes past 2, but I don't want to ruin the illusion that you think it's 21 minutes past 1 o'clock. It's not. And AJM Games says he's trying his hardest to stay awake. Well, that's part of the reason we're live, isn't it? We're live to stay awake together and enjoy. So give us your score predictions for the game. You could pretty much pick any score out you want, because it could end up being any score that you want. Oliver Carter is a Manc watching from Salford, and ESPN for USA. Wish we could have played Toronto, their Champions League quality, says Eugene Fitzgibbon. I'll take your word for it. And it's 5 AM in Cyprus, which is even more. You've got to go to bed. At least that 3 AM gives us a little bit of an opportunity. And with us going live at 2 AM, it gives us that hour before, doesn't it? So, you know, that's what the United Stand's here for. Rashford is the one to shine this season, says Anthony Jones. And Rashford's the one that shines for me in that starting lineup going along the bottom. You know, it is a bit of a functional, experienced team. De Gea, Valencia, Jones, Smalling, Blind, Carrick, Fellaini, Herrera, Mata, Lingard, Rashford. There's not a lot of excitement in there. It's a lot of players that we know a lot about, but Rashford's the one for me who excites me the most. You know, again, this is the sort of game where Fellaini and Lingard, as much as they get knocked, should be having good games. But the interesting thing will be, because LA Galaxy are well into their season, it's a good fitness test, the US Tour, but also it'll be interesting to see how the likes of Lingard and Fellaini do, and then in the second half how the likes of Fosu Mensah, Twansibi, Martial, Pereira do, if LA Galaxy keep their same team out. I don't know what their lineup is, and I don't know whether they'll change it around. If we had an LA Galaxy expert on, that would be quite useful. They've probably got Twitter. Let's have a look. LA Galaxy. Very excited. So their starting 11 is John Kempen, Nathan Smith. Oh, I don't even know why I'm bothering. I don't recognise any of their players. Nathan Smith, Daniel Stairs, John Kempen, Hugo, Aurelio, Bradley Diallo, Jamie Villarreal, Rafael Garcia, Bradford Jameson, Ariel Lassiter, Jack McInerney and Raul Mendiola. That's their team. Meh. I can't tell you much more about that, but they do have a website, so what I probably could do is just have a little scan of yeah, he's gonna mix things up as well. I'm just looking at their bench. They've got Giovanni Dos Santos. I don't know whether that is the one who Ashley Cole. Yeah. Jermaine Jones. So they're mixing it up as well, aren't they? I'd be interested. The thing is, we don't know much about LA Galaxy and whether that's a good team for them or not, do we? So, I'm at the match now, says Kevin Doyle. Wow, that is amazing. If you are at the match and you are watching the United Stand, or you know somebody who's at the game, I forgot to say that, and I should have said it as well. If you want to do a little match vlog on your mobile phone, or you want to give a half-time match reaction for a minute and a second half match reaction for a minute, or at the end of the game just give a match reaction on your phone. I don't know whether you can do it in the ground in LA, because you can't do that in Old Trafford. If you want to do it outside with the ground background on your phone, film it, and soccerboxtv@gmail.com, send it in and we'll get them loading up on the channel. That's something we're going to do throughout this season, whether it's the US tour or the game in Dublin against Sampdoria or the Norway game, or when the Premier League starts off. We're going to get more of your fan reactions off your phones and send them in, and we'll get them up on the channel. So if you want to get involved in the United Stand, a lot of you are getting involved in Skype Goldbridge, that's the good one to do. When is kickoff, says Ember Knight. It is in 45 minutes, which is great. What's United's lineup, says Seb Carver. With a first name like Seb, well, it's my son's new name, it's his only name. I'll read it out for you, but it is going along the bottom of the screen, as you can see. De Gea in goal, Valencia. Jones and Smalling, Blind. Carrick captain, Herrera, Fellaini. Lingard, Mata, Rashford. Apparently it's a back three with 5 midfielders and 2 up front. Mata and Rashford, the 2 up front. Lingard on the left. And obviously, who would play on the right if Lingard's left midfield? Oh, Valencia, of course, because he wouldn't be in a back four. So we'll see. And apparently Mourinho's confirmed on MUTV that we are playing a 3-5-2, which is interesting for next season. This is a change of formation. I wouldn't read too much into it, but then again, I'm not going to lie and say that when I was doing the preview yesterday, I did say that there's 3 things you get out of a US tour. Fitness is the main thing. Individual opportunity is the second, and you might get a little bit of hint about formations if Mourinho is planning on changing formations or playing certain ways. The opposition are exhibition games. If we beat LA Galaxy 50-0, it doesn't mean we're going to win the Premier League. So take from it what you want. Jared Redding is watching from at home in Kansas, as I always do. Good. Maxim can't watch the game, but he's going to be watching the Watchalong, which is fantastic. Calamity Jones, said Lorenzo Rodriguez. Well, if he can come from the game. Bell6891 said, you said it was on ESPN. Apparently it is. ESPN America. I don't know. Trevor Evans says 2,000 people watching. Let's get at least 1,000 likes. Hashtag like Spike. And played this match in FIFA and Keane had a worldie, says Eugene Fitzgibbon. Keane? Who's Keane? Does Robbie Keane still play for them? I don't think he does he? He's not in the starting lineup, and he's not on their bench either, so I know he used to play for him. I'm trying to maintain some interest in that point, but it's on ESPN for the USA. Yes, I said that. ESPN 2 in the United States and on MUTV, says Trevor Evans. Yep. And Daniel Lewis says, Mark, grab a beer, you sound and look tired. I'll probably make myself a coffee at some point when I've got Mad Marcus on. We're a little bit more relaxed on the US tour, which is good. Jamie, you comment, I've read it about 4 or 5 times. I don't mention that on this channel. I'm not interested in that. So if you heard it, then all I would say is that I was loading up the channel and probably clicked on the wrong link, but I'm not discussing or mentioning that, and in fact that particular word will have to be removed from there because they don't want any mention of them. Come on, Manchester United, says Nathan James Seddon, and will you dab if we score in the first half? No, I'm not dabbing on there. And where will I send the reactions to, says Kevin Doyle. It's soccerboxtv@gmail.com is our email address, Kevin. That's for anyone who wants to do a match reaction. Just do a couple of minutes on your phone, get somebody to hold it for you, or you can hold it yourself. You've seen me do them before. Make sure you get the ground in the background if it's outside the ground, if it's inside the ground, whatever, the crowd or whatever. That'd be great. I don't know does anyone know what the attendance is for this game in LA? I know it's a big stadium. I think it's a big stadium. That's going to be one of the things that nobody's really discussed, is that if you think back to the tour a couple of years ago, some of the attendances were massive. I'm very excited about it because it is a big tournament. Not a tournament, but it's a big thing when Manchester United go to America. Well, it's a big thing when a lot of clubs go to America these days, but the support is huge, and I'm glad that we've not really spoken about that in the last few days, because it shouldn't be all about that. But from a marketing point of view, it is massive for Manchester United, and it's an opportunity to grow that Manchester United brand, which is I'm all for that. I want us to grow. Cameron's watching from Essex, and who's on the bench, says Adam Jabbar. They've not released it. It's the whole squad. So basically the squad is the bench. So there is no bench because it's rolling subs. That one Meister is the first person I've read to say good morning, Mark. So good morning to you all if it is good morning. And James England's woken up fine with Manchester United on his mind. And worst starting lineup, says Atomic Lighting. Look, everyone's got to get a game. LA Galaxy's team is bench players, says Tevin Belford. So their first half team is more bench players, I think. I mean, even I can see that some of the better players are on the bench. I want it to slip up. What time is it in Manchester, says Justin Tola. It's 22 minutes past 2 a.m. And Mark, what kind of role do you think Pereira will play this season? Keen to hear your opinions, says Oliver Crudden. I'm keen to see it, Oliver, really am. I don't know what his role this season will be. Will he be a right midfielder? Will he be an attacking midfielder? Or will he play as that centre defensive midfielder? It was a year ago against Wigan in a pre-season friendly that Mourinho brought him on in the second half as a CDM. He scored a goal and he looked bloody brilliant. Will he use him in that position again? I don't know. Oyson Fox says we're getting Alexis Sanchez. Look, I don't know whether we're getting Alexis Sanchez. I don't think we will get Alexis Sanchez. But if you're talking about what happened on Twitter last night, there is somebody on Twitter who I've followed for quite a while, and some of you might follow, but it's a private group. He's got his proper name. He's a lawyer, and he sort of releases transfer news in riddles. Now, somebody who has hiding behind one of these transfer accounts has been taking a lot of his information as their own and making out that they're an in-the-know sort of agent on Twitter, one of these Man United I know it all agent or whatever they call themselves. So basically he's been nicking this person's news for a while now. So this person in their private group put a red herring in there about Alexis Sanchez, and then this account of I know it all bull nonsense has tweeted it out. And then if you're in the private group, the lawyer has said I've put it out there on purpose to show him up for what he is. So that is not true, but I don't think Alexis Sanchez will sign for United. He said to Dab, oh my god, who scores the first goal, says Chris Moore. Oh, if you wanted to I mean, I don't know whether we're going to do that next season. I suppose I've totally forgotten about it. We sometimes do have little betting tips for a laugh. First goal scorer has got to be Marcus Rashford. I don't know what odds you can get on him. They're probably quite low because I don't think Galaxy are that good. Valdemir is watching from Denmark. That one Meister wants me to dab every time we score. Enjoying the night, having a few cans, says Michael Foley. I should have done that. It's good practice for 48 hours, but I should have just stayed up. It's Saturday night. I'm growing into it though. 352 Mark sounds like Perisic and Morata, says Fras77. Yes, I don't feel that the Morata deal's dead. I think, you know, if you're playing, if you you know, the wise thing would to say it is dead. But if we're playing two up front, and that's our system next season, we haven't got enough forwards because we've only got Rashford, Lukaku, and Martial, and one of them gets injured, and we haven't got a sub. So I think we need somebody else. Sean Atwood's made a contribution from America. He says, love the United stand, watching from Florida. I'll be at the Barcelona game in DC. I do not want to get rid of De Gea, but if we do, I think we should do a straight trade. Would you trade straight for Bale? If De Gea said, I want to leave Manchester United and I'm going, I'd trade him for Bale. If there's a chance of keeping him, I'd keep him. And Jack Strand's made a contribution from the US. He says, Mark, I love the background, especially the pick of Trump, America. Yeah, I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Drawty's done all that, so if you like it, drop a like. It will be with us throughout the tour. And if you want to, I know there's a lot of comments on match days. If you want to leave a super chat, the option's there to do it. The $sign at the bottom. Make sure you leave your question there because we'll always read them out. And if you are new to the United Stand, remember to subscribe at bottom right hand corner. I know there's a lot going on the screen today, but bottom right hand corner you'll see the hologram. Click that, subscribe, hit the bell when you do subscribe because we are a live content channel, and if you want a notification every time we go live, do that. 8:30 every night UK time we're live, and 7 AM throughout the transfer window with a transfer update, and then live reaction to any big news for United. Do a Lingard handshake, says Juan Jose Mejia Murillo. If I tried to do a Lingard handshake, I think I'd be arrested because I just looked like I was having a fit. It's 4:20 in Kenya. How long until the match starts, says Victor? We're only about 35 minutes away. Yeah. I'm going to get Mad Marcus on in a bit because I've got my other laptop to set up MUTV because I was going to have it on my TV. But then I realised you can actually subscribe to MUTV on your laptop, which makes it a lot easier in relation to where I'm set up. Because it is 3 AM in the morning. I do have a baby. I do have 2 kids, one of which who's having a party for her 10th birthday and has got people staying over. And I've got a wife who doesn't get a lot of sleep. So if I'd done it in the living room, I probably was going to keep them all away. So I'm in the back room, which is good. I make it sound like I'm well. Oh yeah, I'm on the left wing of Goldbridge Towers. I'm not well off, don't worry. Please can you all stop with the crap? This is a professional fan channel, says Christo 2015. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in the live comments there, but let's have a look. Drop that, come back into here. Oh, we can't have that. We can't have that. Jack, I've removed your comment. You know why. Blocked next time. Samir says, can you give us your second half predicted lineup? Well, it's going to be easy to do because it's based on the players who are in the squad. So I'd imagine Romero in goal for the second half. Right back, Fosu Mensah. I don't want him there, but I would imagine he's going to play there. Bailly and Lindelof. If it's a back 3, Bailly, Lindelof, and Twansibi. Left wing back, Ashley Young. If he's fit, I don't think Ashley Young's fit, is he though? So right wing back, Fosu Mensah. Left wing back, Martial. Maybe Martial. Might play Martial there, but he might play Martial up front with Lukaku. Pogba in the midfield with Pereira and McTominay, and Mitchell will probably play at left wing back, won't he? So the second half team is an interesting one, quite an exciting one. Yeah. JS FIFA says you're a very humble guy, Mark. Well, that's very nice of him to say that. Oh, we've had another super chat, and it's from Riak Gabriel. He says, Mark, I can't see the game on MUTV. The actual programme is not there. I've not had a look yet. I won't have a look till a bit later because I find the commentary really boring, and I do hint about it a lot because, you know, I am available for MUTV commentary, but I do find their commentary appalling, and I find they're presenting as dull as dishwater, but the content they have access to is very good. Mark, would you sell De Gea to Madrid for $1 million? and for Isco, I'd like Valencia as a centre midfielder. I think Valencia as a centre midfielder would work really well. Jose said Romero ain't playing this game, says Caddy, so it'll be Pereira in goal, which is good. I don't know whether he'll get much to do. Tyrone Williams, I like Tyrone. He always stands by his own opinion, and he says McTominay has what it takes to be the next Aaron Fletcher. I don't think he does, Tyrone. I don't think he'll be anywhere near a first team Manchester United shirt, but I'd love to be proved wrong because he has come through the youth system, and I'll watch him with interest on this US tour. But I wasn't massively impressed with him last season in the games that he played. But you never know with youth players. Just because you're not great in the youth doesn't mean you can't make it. SN Siddharth made a contribution. He says no Matic for CDM, won't improve the current lineup. And Nathan James said says I'm a big fan of you so much. Thanks very much. No Lukaku or Pogba, says Christopher. I'm sure they'll be here in the second half. And Jakob says, Mark, you gorgeous man. How's the family? The dedication is amazing. Well, look. I don't take any personal dedication points for doing the United Stand. Look at how many people are watching. If I was live now and there was only 3 people watching, then I'd think that's dedication to stay live throughout a whole hour before the kickoff and all the way through till full time. But when there's so many people wanting to watch and interact like you are on the live comments, it's not just me sat in this room on my own. I feel part of the group of people who are watching, and that's what the United Stand's all about. So my dedication is shared by your dedication and the community that we build every single time we do this. So for every pat on the back you want to give me, give yourself one as well. Any news on Nainggolan, says Zachary Buddington. Unfortunately, yes. He's going to be signing a new contract with Roma in the next couple of days if he's not signed it already. Jason Bourne says, Mark, I feel when you're tired and drunk, you're at your finest. Love the raw and cut content. Need to pop cans of Red Bull. I'm getting quite warm actually. I might have to change into a t-shirt. Tired, Mark? No, I was tired about 20 minutes ago, but with every passing minute I'm waking up more and more. Is Arsenal getting Matic, says Ananth? I don't know. CS22 plays, says check Manchester United Instagram. We can do that. We can do that. Perisic will sign for United by Monday night. That is something I can definitely tell you. I don't know what I'm meant to be looking at. I don't know what I'm meant to be looking at in relation to that. There's nothing that I would go, wow, that's big breaking news. Let's come back to Manchester United's Twitter and see if they've got anything more for us. I'm sure Lukaku will play in the half. Mourinho's talking about how it's an opportunity to play a lot of different players and start building the fitness up, which it is. It looks like it's going to be quite hot in LA. What's the word? Well, I can do that. I can do that. Don't need your help on that one. The temperature in LA right now is 27 degrees, which is quite warm, but it is evening time in LA, so let's not go too mad. I've been told officially that LA Galaxy have lined up with their reserve team, which is cool. And I've been sent a picture from Jesse V, which is cool. Hi
Mark, Carlos here from Los Angeles, about to watch the Galaxy versus Manchester United. Very excited about this.
So that's working for you. That's Zach's just said it says fake news at the bottom about the team, which might be causing a few people a few concerns. And apologies about that, but I think the setup's brilliant. But it's interesting that LA Galaxy are playing their reserves in the first half, because it means that our good players that we want to watch will get tested. in the second half. So the second half's probably where this game's going to be more interesting, but that's not how we do things at the United Stand, and I'm sure it's not how you lot do it as well. We're here to... I've just realised I've unzipped and I'm live. I'm getting hot. I'm going to have to change my top. It means we get to watch Rashford, the beast of Rashford. That's probably going to be the most interesting thing for me in the first half, because I'm not going to see Pereira or Martial or Lukaku or Pogba or Fosu Mensah or Mkhitaryan or Twansibi or Lindelof or Bailly, players that I like. There's a lot of players I like in the first half. What I am surprised about though is that Carrick's playing first half. I thought he might have played Herrera second half as captain, vice captain, but he's obviously not going to do that. But yeah, looking forward to seeing Rashford play. And yes, who is on the bench? Says Joshua Murray. Basically, everybody who's not playing is on the bench. Mark, can you explain? It's a good question. I'm enjoying this first hour before the game. It's a bit like Saturday Night Live at 8 o'clock, which I just did a few hours ago, where I'm taking lots of questions after the live comments. So Harry Broomfield says, Mark, can you explain why you love Martial so much? I think he's massively overrated and not a natural footballer, just a half-decent athlete. Certainly don't see him becoming a world beater. So it's all about opinion, Harry. I was saying this before on the live show this evening. So why do I like Martial so much? Because in Martial I see somebody that you don't have many of in football in general. He's a total flair player. He's a bit like Rashford. He's a flair player. So he's not somebody who is going to be consistently contributing as a backtracking player, although he can do that. Where you want Martial is you want Martial getting the ball at his feet, running towards the goal with a bit of space in front of him, and that's when you get the best out of Martial. When his mind's right and he's confident and he's running past players and he's putting it in the back of the net, like his debut goal against Liverpool really. That's what Martial can bring. Where Martial struggles is when his head's not right, which is one thing last season, where he is not getting a lot of space, which was another thing last season, which I put down to Zlatan forcing teams to press as high, which means when Martial's getting the ball, he's not good when he's got the ball with his back to goal. He needs to get the ball running it towards the centre backs, running towards the full backs. That's when you get the best out of Martial. So I think he is potentially a world beater, but he's also a young lad as well. He's got a lot of improvement still to do. But my favourite three players at Manchester United at the moment are Rashford, Martial, and now he's back, Andreas Pereira. I really like Pogba. I really like Herrera, Valencia. I think we'll all end up liking Lukaku as well. Lindelof, hopefully. Really like Bailly, De Gea. But the three, you've always got your personal favourites, and I'm one of those that, you know, I suspect everyone thinks differently, don't they? So Pereira's just somebody I've not shut up about for years. If you've watched the United Stand, I never shut up about Pereira. He is exactly the sort of player I probably was, although not on a professional level. I should have been, but it reminds me of the way I like to play. You know, very, very cultured, good at passing off both feet, can run with the ball, but likes to put a tackle in as well. Not blessed with amazing pace, but, you know, quick, intelligent. I mean, Michael Carrick was a player I always liked as well, because I can see what he does on the football pitch and understand what he's doing. I think we've all got a player that we aspire to be like, or even if you've never really played football to a good level, your football brain might be sort of like that. I'm not like Martial and Rashford. I'm not super fast, and I wasn't absolutely brilliant at finishing, but yeah. Did you hear about the Martial and Lingard bust up on the training ground, says JS FIFA? I saw it, and it was totally staged banter. Lingard was doing his little handshakes with everybody, and Martial threw something at him, which I'm sure we've all wanted to do at some point. And then Lingard was sort of like acting all tough, but it was totally staged for the camera. In fact, a little bit later, Martial was having a little play fight with Pereira, the goalkeeper, as well. Martial's better than Lingard, says Isaac Peterson, 100%. CS22 plays says, am I the only one just looking at the live chat trying to find my comments? Any more news on Mbappe, Mark, says Gazamania. And Marcus isn't coming on yet. He will be, don't worry. And I don't think we're getting a CAM because Mourinho is going to put Pereira there, says Cameron. I hope so. I hope so. The thing is, if we play a 3-5-2 today, I think that's going to be an interesting thing as well. If we play a 3-5-2 today and we play it again a couple of times on this tour, then that's an indication that we might play 3-5-2. Now, maybe we're playing 3-5-2 because we know 4-3-3 really well and we want to have a couple of formations next season. Maybe we're playing 3-5-2 because that's going to be our formation next season. If we're going to play 3-5-2 in the coming season, then we need to buy another striker, as I was saying a few minutes ago. We need to make sure we're well stacked on those wing-back positions, and Fosu Mensah could become very important, and that might be why we're looking at a right-back as well. I think the 3-5-2 formation would make me think we're not signing 2 more players, we're signing 4, because we still need a midfielder, we need another striker, and we need probably a right and a left sort of wide player. But we'll see. We've nearly hit 1,000 likes, which is fantastic. I've not even been asking for them, so that's great. Remember to subscribe. I don't know whether we're getting a different clientele being live at this time of night. I don't know. I know that we're probably not getting a lot of people who normally watch because they're tucked up in bed and they're going to record it. But Mark, where you think United will get in the Champions League, says Dara O'Reilly. I don't know. I think quarterfinals at least is what we should be aiming for. I don't think we're ready to win it yet, but quarterfinals, and let's see what happens. Josh Hayes says some people give young players too much stick. Sir Alex Ferguson once said you can't expect consistency from young players. They need time. Marcus Steed says, Carl, he's only just woke up, so his voice is deeper. That's very true about people who wake up. When you wake up, your voice is deeper. Sub Mark for the United grind. What about Dybala? TaylorMade says you want a Mank. No, pretty much like probably 99% of Manchester United fans aren't from Manchester. Nothing new there. And I'm very proud of that fact. I know why I support Manchester United, and I'm sure everybody else does who's not from Manchester. We're certainly not that sort of channel that says you've got to be from Manchester. Nonsense. If you are from Manchester, fantastic. And I think there's always that little bit of I can't think of the words. It's too early in the morning. Look, it's great if you're from Manchester and you're a Manchester United fan, is what I'm trying to say, because you've got that locality connection, but I don't think it makes you a better fan, and I don't really know any Manchester fans who think that either. They love the global support as much as we do. Matthew McFadden's made a contribution. He says, almost 2 years to the day since I was introduced to this channel. Oh, this is a nice one, this one. He says, absolutely remarkable progress in that time. Loving the new graphics too. Can't wait for the game and the debuts for the new men. Well, that's a really nice contribution. It's a nice contribution from Matthew, but it's a really nice chat, super chat as well, because I mean, I love talking about football and that, but I am very interested in what people's sort of journey to the United stand has been, and obviously Matthew's been watching us for 2 years, and that's really great. So yeah, nice comment, and I am interested as to how long people have been watching. I will ask it on a show in the future where I can read a lot of them out, but if you want to leave a super chat to do it, you'll definitely get read out. So thanks to that from Matthew. Aaron Kataria has just said, wow, I've just realised how good Perisic is. Well, I've been saying it for a long time. Somebody contacted me today and said, you do realise that your formation's been nicked by somebody else on another video who spent like 20 minutes talking about what a great formation it would be, talking about like they've invented it, and I did it 2 months ago. Well, fortunately, I have kept that, because I sometimes go back to it, and I think it was maybe the start of June that I did it. So that was the formation that I said 2 months ago that I wanted Manchester United to sort of move to. Let's see if it turns out to be right. Ignore the players, because some of them haven't signed yet, some of them won't end up signing, but the formation in itself. So you've got De Gea in goal, obviously, Blind, Lindelof, Bailly as a back three, because Rojo's not back fit yet. Valencia is the right wing back. Perisic, because we were talking about him, would come in as the left wing back. Herrera, Pogba, and then I've put Matic or Dyer there, because even 6 weeks ago, I think was when I did this, I was expecting us to sign those. And then obviously we thought we were going to get Morata, so Morata and Rashford up front. So what does that formation give to United? Well, we might get an insight into it today, but Valencia and Perisic's position is the important one, because what it what it basically allows you to do is use your fullbacks as wingers, and they won't always be fullbacks. They could be virtually wingers when we've got the ball and we're on the attack, but when we haven't got the ball, they drop in and make us very, very compact. And playing three at the, that effectively means you're not playing a 4 at the back, you're playing 3 at the back with wingers who are fullbacks, and that allows you, or frees up another player who then becomes a forward, and you get 2 up front. It's the only real way, because we were having this conversation last night about why don't we play 4-4-2. I think in the modern day the 4-4-2 is sort of dead, so the only way you can really play 2 up front and still get lots of people in the midfield so you don't get swamped is this formation. So I'm fully aware of it, and obviously we discussed it before. We might revisit it again, but what we really need to do before we start talking about formations is get rid of a couple of players and get a few players in so we've got more of an idea. Marcus says good morning to Lorenzo. Mr. Wheels has been a United Stand subscriber since 13,217, so that's pretty massive. That's nearly 100,000 subscribers ago. It really is amazing, the growth of the channel. And Giolani Riccabano says, I'm 15 years old, just got into football last year, and I followed United Stand ever since I started watching football. You guys really make my day. Keep it up. I would just say the community on the United Stand's fantastic, and I wouldn't say it begins and ends on the live comments, because there's lots of other things that we do, like the Skype and the Twitter and stuff like that, that are very vibrant communities. But yeah, you take the fans and you take the live content and the fan community. Well, no, the live thing's not true, because there's after every video I'll come back a few hours later and read the comments under a video just on YouTube, and the community is fantastic on the United Stand, and it is real fan opinion, which is what we always wanted, real fan opinion. And we were arguing a little bit on the me and David had a disagreement about Matic on the Saturday night live show, and he sent me a direct message on Twitter afterwards saying, I apologise for sort of arguing with you. I said, well, we didn't really argue, we just had a different opinion, of which we both stated our opinion, which is fine. It didn't get abusive, and we're not going to hold any grudges, so that's what it should always be about. Ollie Tobias Mosty's made a contribution. He says, just wanted to contribute, keep up the good work, love from Norway. Thanks for that, Ollie. There was another one that flashed up that has timed out, so I'm just going to read it. Let me have a look. Good to have football back, I agree. It is good to have football back. It was Mike D says, good morning Mark, check out my first super chat, and here it is. Thanks Mike. He says, good morning everyone, so excited for this, let's go United. Mark, have you announced the winner for the shirt? Watching from Basel, Switzerland, MUFC. We're going to do the shirt giveaway at half time. I'll get Marcus involved in that, because it's early in the morning and I haven't figured out how we're going to give the shirt away. We did one on Facebook and it was an easy way to do it. Rahul Matthew says, as per the Mirror, United demand increase for De Gea. Oh, the Mirror is an awful paper. And Ferris Oddy says, what's the difference between Perisic and Arnautovic at Stoke? Well, thanks for the contribution, lads. What's the difference between Perisic and Arnautovic? I think, look, Arnautovic at Stoke is quite an inconsistent player. He's a good player, but he's quite an inconsistent player. And what's the difference between him and Perisic? Perisic is on another level as far as I'm concerned. He's a really good player, but I think a lot of people just don't know how good Perisic is. Yeah, I've just realised I've got to get Mad Marcus on, because time is getting on and I've got to sort of get ready for this game. That hour's gone really quick, which is a good thing. It really is, but it's a bad thing in the sense that I should have got myself ready for this game a little bit quicker. So I'll go on the live comments. So, hi Mark, says Ronak. Hi Ronak. Let's get that up and running. Mark, what do you think the score will be? Says the Big Dripper. I can't predict it. It's too hard. I'm going to say 4-0 because I just don't know. We know the team, Ryak, because it's going along the bottom of my screen. Valencia, De Gea, Valencia, Smalling, Jones, Blind, Fellaini, Carrick, Herrera, Lingard, Mata, Rashford. That's the first half team. What are your thoughts on Valencia as a potential CDM, says Vishnu? I think he can play there, but I think the chances of him playing there are pretty slim if we're going to go to... if we're not going to sign a right back. I think it's quite slim. Especially if we're going to play wing backs, his position becomes even more important. 6-0 says Yadman TV, and I'm trying to get. I'm going to get Mad Marcus on because he can free me up a little bit to do some of the things. I don't even know if he's on. Bang. See if we can get him on. Marcus, where are you? Can you hear me?
I am here. Good morning.
Morning. How you doing? All right?
I'm very good, mate. Yourself?
A bit hot. I'm going to go and change my top in a minute, but let's get everything sorted. Give us your thoughts on the lineup then.
Pretty much the same as last season, isn't it? Really. The new signings are not going to start. I wouldn't thought Lukaku would come on second half. I know Jose said that possibly the second game he would start. So I mean, it's the basic normal side, isn't it? I didn't expect any different, to be honest with you. I'm surprised with the formation though. MUTV said 3 with wing backs, so effectively 5 at the back. 2 wing backs. I'm a bit worried for Martial though, not starting a pre-season game. Is that something to look into?
I don't think it is. When you consider that Pogba's not starting and Bay's not starting and Lindelof's not starting, I don't think you can read too much into it. I mean, that's my opinion. I'm not saying it's the right opinion, but I think the interesting thing is, if we can take this from people who know about the MLS, is that LA Galaxy's first half team is their reserves, and our team that we're going to play in the second half is the more exciting one. So I think the second half potentially will be the more exciting game. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I mean the second half looks effectively anyway, with the players that aren't starting, looks to be the better game. But you never know. These Rashford. I mean, I've watched him in a couple of training sessions during the week. He looks to have bulked up a bit, looked a bit bigger,
he definitely
a bit more meatier. Yeah. So he may prove the surprise, and be a lot better this season.
We're very close to kick-off. We've only got 8 minutes to go. I've got everything set up, which is good. Hopefully it's going to work. That'd be fantastic if it does. Marcus, I'm just going to go and change my top because I'm really hot. I don't know why I'm hot. Yep. It's 3 AM. I'm just going to put one of my United Stand t-shirts on. I'll literally be a minute or two. If you are watching live, remember to share it. Let's see if we can get over 4,000 people watching. That'd be fantastic at this early hour. Marcus, can you see the live comments?
Yep, I can see everything.
I'm going to do my normal trick then of saying, get commenting and tell us where you're watching from. Marcus will read some of those out and I'll be back in a minute.
Yep. Okay, go for it. Michael O'Sullivan, what channel is it on? It's on MUTV in the UK. Donny Youngman, score doesn't matter, it's a fitness bonding. Yep. More like a training session. Zach MU, drop a like and share. Gareth McGinnity, 7 minutes buzzing. David De Gea says Crystal. MUTV and ESPN2 in America from Trevor. Ukraine, 5 AM from Yasha. Now they're flying. Someone wants to marry me. I'm already married, I'm afraid. Netherlands, Ireland. The chair's back. Yep, the chair. Someone else loved me then as well. What's that? Marcus, will you full watch along? Yes. Yes, I will be. I'm always wide awake early hours in the morning. Score prediction for the first half. I reckon it'll be 1-0 United first half and 3-1 overall to United. All they're flying for us. 8:55 p.m. was that in Jamaica. Mayo Island, Mark Legend, Norwich. Oh, Clark from Norwich, not very far from me, mate. Manchester, America, ESPN, 7:30 in India. Brazil, Cardiff, All Hail the Chair. Yep, Dallas, Texas. So I'm absolutely amazed that there are over 3,000 people watching at this time in the morning. Absolutely astounded by it. Marcus says my mum awake. No, she's in bed, mate. What's your middle name? I don't have one, Ethan. Melbourne, Australia. Wadebridge, Jamaica, Cardiff, California. Marcus, what age are you? I'm 37.
Don't tell him, common? I'm joking.
Toronto, Scotland, Paris, New York, Nottingham, Kings Lynn. Again, not far from me.
Okay, I'm just angling my other laptop next to my thing. It's looking good, so I'm going to be slightly looking off that way. That'll work well. I want to just get my live comments as well.
Yeah, just seeing the lineup on the TV screen here. Lingard's on the left, Valencia on the right. Jones, Smalling, Blind. Obviously, Herrera, Carrick, Fellaini. Herrera on the right side of the midfield, Fellaini on the left. Mata apparently on the right up front alongside Rashford.
Somebody just says, are you streaming the game? No, we don't do stuff like that. I'm watching it on MEFC TV. But what I would say is, what I am doing, I was going to watch it on Virgin because I'm a Virgin. I nearly said I'm a Virgin, which is clearly not true. I'm a Virgin user, but you can get it through your computer. So I'm going to try it on my computer. Which might be slightly behind. That might be the only problem. But for a US tour game, for the first one, it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, I think I might be slightly behind you, Marcus. What do you watch it on? Are you on Virgin? Are you?
No, I'm on Sky, mate. I've got it through the telly.
Yeah, because they've just flashed up the lineup for me. And
of who? United.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got LA Galaxy. They're playing 4-2-3-1.
So yeah, Jones, Smalling, Blind, Valencia, Lingard as the left wing back, Mata up front with Rashford. Yeah, that works quite well. And the LA Galaxy, so I'm not that far behind. Not that far behind at all. Do
you want to get a drink or something? Have you got a drink there?
Yeah, I've got one. I'll get one during the game as well. Let me just sort the score out for everybody as well. Font white. Yeah, but apparently this is LA Galaxy's sort of reserves, which makes it interesting.
Yeah, it could be a much more interesting game then, because I actually thought it would be their first team. Seeing as they're midway through their season, am I right in that?
Yeah, I don't follow MLS, to be honest, and I'm sure you don't as well. But I know that it normally starts around March time, so I would imagine that it is still into their season. Let's have a look at the comments. They're just catching up a little bit. Come on, United. Yeah, we're very close to the kick-off now. Looking forward to it. See how United get on in this US game.
What's your score prediction, Mark? I think I missed that.
I went for 4-0. I'm not too sure whether it will end up being 4-0 or not, but yeah, I've gone for 4-0.
I reckon 1-0 at half-time United, 3-1 overall.
That doesn't look like a massive ground then for LA Galaxy. Don't know.
No, I think
and it's quite empty.
A few comments were saying earlier about 27,000.
Yeah, and it's certainly not full. Why is that? What's going on in America? I thought you loved Manchester United and football. Where is everyone in LA?
Mitch says there's 25,000 attendance.
Giovanni Dos Santos is LA Galaxy's best player, I think, and he's on their bench, so we'll probably see him in the second half. It's a 27,000 capacity. A few people asking me about transfers. I will, because it is a tour game and it's not going to be edge of the seat. I mean, the last one we did, Marcus, was the Europa League, and I don't think we would have had as much time to talk about anything else because it was tense. I think this one will give us a different sort of chance to reflect and discuss other things. It is Sunday morning and the players are coming out. Sunday morning normally means nonsense transfer news coming out. A lot of people saying that Mourinho is experimenting with the back three.
I was going to say that to you. Do you think if this formation works tonight, do you think you will try and stick with it through the pre-season?
I don't know, I'd be interested. If we play it every week, I was saying that before you came on, if we play this lineup every week of the tour all the way through, then I think we're probably going to use it. If we play a different formation against Real Salt Lake in 48 hours and then a different one against Man City, then we're using the tour exactly for what it is, which is an opportunity to experiment. I'm not too sure. I mean, 3-5-2 seems to get already people are saying, oh, we're just copying other teams who do it like Chelsea, but I don't think that's fair to say, because I think Chelsea's formation is more of a 3-4-3 anyway, and it's like what's the barrier, what is the where's the line between a 3-5-2 a 3-4-3?
Yeah.
I
was just going to say, looking at the stadium here, there's some big gaps in amongst the crowd, very big gaps. So I would have thought this one would have been a sellout, actually.
Yeah, I think the games against the MLS teams traditionally don't do as well as when it's like Manchester United v Barcelona or Real Madrid. I think there'll be a different sort of kettle of fish, but it is time. It is time, and Mehmet says MUF TV is not installing in the UK for some reason. Yeah, you needed to get yourself subscribed to it. Don't leave it to the last minute, because it will probably all just go down. But we'll kick off's a little bit late, but it's not going to kill anybody, is it? Black Goku says the first half's going to be so dead. Not if you're on the United stand, because we can all have a banter and a chat. And they're sending off some fireworks at the moment in LA. I've actually got some pictures to put up from the game.
Oh wow!
Yeah, some people are sending us through on Twitter, which is nice.
There was while you was doing the pre-match thing, there was a few people asking where to send videos. I couldn't remember the email address you used.
Oh yeah, so if you actually are at the game, what we're saying is, and this is throughout the whole season now, if you're at the game in the Premier League, you can't film inside the ground, but you can stand outside the ground and have it in the background. So I don't know how it works in America, but we're going to start it for the US tour and continue it through the season. So basically, what we want, you watch the United stand, you know how we do match reactions, and some of you come on Skype. Just a couple of minutes after a game, match reaction, talking about what happened in the game, who you thought played well, who didn't. Give it a bit of passion, film it on your mobile, maybe get someone to hold it for you, or just hold it yourself. A couple of minutes, and then send us the clip to soccerboxtv@gmail.com, and we'll have a look at it, and hopefully we'll get it up on the channel, depending on how many we get and the quality of them, which I think will be good. We're all for getting you lot more involved.
Yeah.
Just building up to. So game probably going to kick off at about 3:05 by the look of it.
So they're just taking the photos at the minute. The pitch looks in good condition.
Yeah, I just wish they'd start playing some football on it.
Duke Dolman says, Mark, you better read my goddamn super chat. Have you missed one?
Vincent O'Hara says, I emailed that email the other day and I had no response. Not well. I'll double check that, Vincent, because I've replied to virtually everybody. So there we go. DT is a spanner, says Daniel. Oh, I know you're on about, yeah. Good seats were about $250, says Draco717. So that probably explains something that we don't and are not aware of, that how much people are having to pay for these tickets. And I don't think LA Galaxy are particularly a good side. And Giovanni has backed that up. He says tickets were very expensive here for just a pre-season game. And yeah, I'd agree. I think most people would want to see United play Barcelona or Real Madrid. Happy to be watching the match with the United Stand family. Come on United, says Gungshi, who's made a contribution. Let me just fly back into the super chat, because I do get a list, and I will check them periodically if I miss them, so that we don't ever miss any of them. What was your score prediction, Marcus, anyway?
I'm going 3-1 overall, but I think United will shade the first half 1-0.
Well, Duke Dolman's made a contribution. He says, we will not concede because we're kings in the north. Ollie Tobias Mosti says, just wanted to come. No, I'd read that one. And yeah, okay, we're all up to date there, which is great. Mourinho's looking relaxed on the touchline. And we're about to kick off. LA Galaxy having a little bit of a huddle. Fitness levels are good for this, Marcus. They are, as we were both saying, they are certainly well into their season. And
yeah,
that will mean that, you know, for United it's a good fitness workout as well, which is important. Football is back, says Andy Thomas. Manchester United football is back, which it is, and let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a pre-season game and it's all about the fitness and, you know, gelling, getting the new players bedded into the team, but I do hope it's an exciting game and United do take it seriously to a certain extent. Last thing I want is a boring match at 3 a.m.
I must admit, I'm getting more and more into it as the time goes on, but it's definitely a novelty that we'll get used to over the next couple of weeks. I always say it through the normal season anyway. I suppose until you're in that situation, you don't know how you'd do it, and because we're not in that situation, I'll always be in awe of it. But if you are in a country where effectively you're having to do this every time United play, fair play to you, because it's not easy getting up at this time in the morning. I mean, I had to sleep, and I don't think that was a good idea. I presume you didn't.
No, I didn't, mate. I got up out of bed this afternoon at 1:10, I think it was, and been up ever since. And I'll stay awake. Oh, Rashford's in, 1-0. Oh, sorry, Mark.
It's all right. I'm slightly behind you, so tell us about it.
So it's a mistake in the LA Galaxy defence. Rashford picked up the ball. Could have squared it to Mata, but he decided to go for it and slotted in the bottom right-hand corner. LA Galaxy, they were a bit too sure of themselves playing out the back. Lingard nicked it kindly to Rashford, and he puts it in.
Oh, this is poor. I'm about a minute behind. This is awful. We'll be going back to Virgin, I think. I'm just seeing it now. Yeah, mistake at the back. It's a good finish by Rashford though. Nice and smooth into the bottom corner. To be fair to LA Galaxy, they were trying to play their way out a bit, weren't they? And they were keeping hold of the ball quite well. But Rashford was the player we wanted to see in the first half, and he starts off with a goal. Doesn't even get to take a touch really. Nice and smooth finish. a lot of people on about Jesse Lingard now.
No, in fairness,
at 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesse Lingard winds me up more than ever. But he did make an interception, and it was a perfect interception. And then Rashford, you know, it's perfect for Rashford. It's right into his path, and smoothly tucks it away into the bottom corner. So we're up and running. One already.
Yep.
Nice.
So, well, he's off again, this lad. Oh. Yeah, I mean, to be fair for Rashford, he, you know, showed a great deal of composure there. Picked his spot. It goes straight in. Goalie had no chance. You know, given last season, could have actually he missed a few of them like that last season.
Yeah, I think that's when I've just seen it back there. I think that's the thing I would say as well. It's that the finishing from Rashford is obviously something that everybody always talks about, and he should be finishing a chance like that. But finishing's always about confidence, and he'll take some good confidence from that, which is great for United. Nice smooth finish on what looks to be a nice pitch as well. Good start for United. I think we're going to win this game. I don't think anybody expects anything different, but and it is. Let's not forget this is the first half is LA Galaxy's reserves, and I don't think their first team's much cop. So we must remember that as well. But from an entertaining point, nice early goal. I'll tell you
what, yeah, that's a very bright 4.5 minutes from United. They've settled down. They're getting it on the floor, passing it about.
Have we got Ed on the comments tonight, or is he can't be asked to get up?
No, he's asleep, mate. I did say to him I didn't expect him to.
No, just getting quite a few spammers on the live comments, so I'm having to just.
I'll turn my phone on, mate. I'll do it on my phone.
It's alright, I'm watching it as well, but it just takes away the enjoyment when all I can see on the screen is, there's somebody well at it.
I got it.
You've just got him, yeah. Cool, alright, that's good. What's the time on your game, Mark, says Tim Palmer? Well, I think Marcus is going to be ahead of me, which is good. I was trialling something out tonight, and unfortunately the MUTV app, not the MUTV app, I'm using MUTV on my computer, which makes it far easier for me, but it's clearly about 45 seconds behind, I think, which is a bit of a shame. But we'll get... Marcus will react quicker than me, he can talk about it, and then I'll have my say, which is fine.
So yeah, I mean,
United's quality should be the thing that stands out a little bit, and I think from what I've seen of it so far, it's United who are moving the ball around more comfortably. But you'd expect that. This is Premier League players up against reserves in the MLS, and what was that? It was a good comment. Man United Fanatic 99 says that we need 4 more players to contend, and I would agree. I would agree with that. I really would. Thanks, Daniel Luis. That's the last comment you're ever going to make. I'm not taking any idiots at this time in the morning. I feel it coming. Come on, attack. And what is the formation and players on the pitch at the minute, says Danny Smith. So the formation is a 3-5-2. It is De Gea in goal. It is a back 3 of Smalling, Jones and Blind. You've then got Lingard as a sort of left-sided... I think it's a 3-5-2. So the left side of the midfield 5 is Lingard. The right side is Valencia. Your midfield 3 is Fellaini and Herrera, with Carrick sitting. Fellaini playing more advanced, and then Mata and Rashford. Mata's dropping. Rashford's up. So it's almost a midfield 6 at times.
Well, Blind's just been caught out there. Good recovery though. I'll tell you, Fellaini's switching the ball pretty well, mate. Looks like he's been told to pass it more than 5 yards this time.
I said this though, if Lingard and Fellaini can't turn up against LA reserves, then they're going to struggle to get a move to the Championship, let alone play for United. So everybody should be playing well, especially in this first half. I think it's the second half we're all excited to see.
Yeah.
DMG 118 question of the night. I think he says, Mark, be honest. It's 3 a.m. Are you wearing any trousers, knickers under that table at this hour? I am. I'm wearing pyjamas. The game started, Ryan Clark. That's why it says 1-0 in the top right-hand corner. It's 1-0. MLS is a joke, says Tinley. Maybe one day the MLS will improve. But the US tour is the one I look forward to. I've got to be honest. I don't think Asia at the moment really matches up to it. I think the China tour was a joke last season, and I know that's not. I've got nothing against China or Asia, but they could have their tours like the US, where is. I suppose it's a bit superior to say this, but we are. Well, I am a British fan, and I'm brought up on British football, and Manchester United are a worldwide club, and in the summer we should be going on tour and experiencing that wider world. But the facilities and the planning of the tour has got to, it's got to compete with what we get for 9 months of the year in the Premier League. And I think the US tour last year, 2 years ago, and hopefully this tour again, it's always a pleasure because it's well organised and the games are good and the atmospheres are good. In fairness to the tour last year, I mean, the weather ruins that Man City game, didn't it? But
yeah,
I enjoy the tours. I think it's like when you look at the season as a whole, there's never any time off. There isn't. You get the season between August and May, then you get, like, if there's a major tournament, you get that, but you get all the transfer news, and then July really is about the pre-season stuff, which is, I know some fans just can't be bothered with it, but I'm always excited about it because that's what supporting your club's about. And as I said before, if we beat LA Galaxy 50-0 in this game, it doesn't mean we're going to win the title. We could beat Barcelona, Real Madrid and Man City on this tour. It doesn't mean we're going to win the title. The things you learn from a tour are things about formations, which are interesting to watch, individual performances, and getting back into the football spirit, which is good. Stephen Bauer says that Blin's been a bit of a liability so far, but everybody is going to be a little bit rusty. I've just seen a little bit of, Valencia made a mistake there, and everyone is going to be a little bit rusty. And if Fellaini's just made a mistake there, and there's a lot of messing around, but I think we've got rid of it now. But that's what it's all about, a little bit of rust.
Yeah, I mean, these games are all about fitness levels. You want to play the strongest teams to, get your levels up to where they should be. So, I mean, I welcome the harder games in pre-season. I wouldn't like to play easy teams in pre-season because it's just not really worth it. It's more like exhibition, like that Carrick's testimonial, I suppose.
I presume you don't score from this because I'm behind, but Matt is just running into the box and puts it out wide, and a bit of a lazy cross from Herrera there. I agree. I think so. What have we got? 48 hours. We've got Real Salt Lake at 3 a.m, which is again fantastic, and then we've got on Friday early hours. I think it's 1:30. We've got Manchester City, which I think, once we get these first two, and I don't want to say out of the way because I think they are enjoyable in relation to we're going to get to see the whole squad playing. And, we played Wigan in a pre-season friendly and Pereira was fantastic last season. And I thoroughly enjoyed that game. So the opposition is by the by, really. But yeah, when the games kick in a little bit, it will be more interesting. Because it is Manchester City v Manchester United, a pre-season game, but it's still Manchester United v Manchester City, and neither team will want to get beat 5-0 because as much as it doesn't give you any points in the Premier League, it gives you gloating, it gives you psychological. So, and obviously playing Barcelona and Real Madrid is always interesting, and we're playing Real Madrid in the Super Cup soon. So yeah, I think it's building up nicely.
Yeah, I mean, the Manchester City game will be the first test. I'm expecting it to be a physical game because even though it's out, whether it's being played America or whatnot, it's still for me, it's still a bragging rights. It's still City versus United. So I'm looking forward to that one.
So actually, I think it's 2:30 in the morning. We're playing Man City on Friday. For some reason I thought it was 1:30. Great. And then we've got on the Sunday we're playing Real Madrid at 10 o'clock in the evening UK time, and then on the Wednesday it's midnight against Barcelona. So they gradually become a little bit more sociable, but 5 games in just over a week and a half, just under a week and a half, which is good. I've got LA Galaxy on the attack here. Again, I know they're not going to score, but Phil Jones defended quite well, to be honest, in a 2-on-2 situation with Smalling. People will be giving Blind a little bit of stick, I presume, saying where was Daley Blind. We've got a few pictures from that guy Jesse on Twitter, who's going to send us some more apparently, which would be nice.
Ander Herrera has played really well these first 15 minutes. He doesn't look like he's got any rust on him at all. His movement, he's looking for space, his passing, absolutely fantastic so far. Michael Carrick as well. I mean, let's not forget as well, the heat out there as well will have a factor in the performance as well.
Yeah, 27 degrees apparently. 27 degrees.
Right. Oh, Matta's gone for a chip. Oh, unlucky. Sorry.
It's all right. No, you've got to do it. I think everyone knows I'm slightly behind, which is fine. But
do you want to do this by yourself?
No, because everyone there's a lot of people in the live comments who are slightly ahead of me anyway, so that's fine. I'm not normally behind, but it'll only be this one.
I didn't want to take away any surprise enjoyment or anything.
No, it's only a pre-season. If it's the Europa League final, I'd be moaning, but it's only pre-season. At the end of the day, we're all just the score and the goals are nice, but it's more about individual performances, and that's what I'm certainly watching. And
the chip by
Mata and a good save by the keeper.
Yeah,
I agree with you there. I think Herrera, Mata, Carrick, Lingard have looked very sharp, but that doesn't surprise me, because again, you can't judge a player on the first pre-season game of the season, because everybody's different. Some players, they can not play for a month, come back training for a few days, and they don't lose anything. Other players, they can not play for a month, and they need a good 2 or 3 weeks to start getting back to your best. The most important date is middle of August against West Ham, and I suppose the Super Cup to a certain extent. A Query's made a contribution, thanks for that. United in the Stands says, when is the Champions League draw? I don't know. Austin says, you guys are a bit on delay. Yeah, we are. We'll sort it out for the Real Salt Lake game. We're relaxed. Don't matter. We're coming back from a break of watch-alongs as well. There was always going to be issues. Just enjoy it. To be honest though, I'm not bothered. I'm slightly behind, because as I say, for me, what I'm looking at is not necessarily, the goals will be good to see, but what I am looking at more is the performances of the players, the formation, because that's what I'll be looking for, because I will do a match reaction straight after this, as always, and I want to sort of give my player ratings, because I think that's going to be, from a United Stand perspective, I know we always do a player rating show as part of the match reaction, but I think as we grow through this pre-season tour, with everybody's going to play games, I think it's really important that everybody gets a growth report in every match reaction. So I'll be looking at that, and what are we? Well, we're only 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes into the game so far, and as I said, people like Carrick, Herrera, Mata, Lingard look, pretty much on the game, on the ball. Yep. And I agree, Daley Blind looks a bit rusty, but I think Valencia looks rusty as well. I'm not going to say that, if they cost us 2 goals in this game, you're not going to say they need to. Certainly, no matter how bad somebody plays or how well somebody plays today, you can't sell them or say they're a first team player just because of a performance today. It's not really about that, but you can certainly, someone like Pereira and Martial and Pogba. We're basically getting 2 games, aren't we, Marcus, in two halves, because we're going to see 2 totally different teams from both sides.
Well, this is it, and I think the second half team is, when you look at the personnel that's going to be available, I think it's a more attacking team, or should I say, it's got more attacking threats. Pogba, Mkhitaryan, Martial, Pereira, maybe Lukaku. Bay, Lindelof, possibly as a good solid partnership. See how that works. Mourinho said that Joel Pereira, goalie, will play second 45, so it'd be interesting to see how he does as well.
I agree.
It's someone in the comments just brought up a fantastic suggestion. Do you want me to pause my TV to catch up, so you can catch up?
Yeah, you could do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
I'm on 1830.
Right, I'm on 1920. So when you get there, tell me.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it? We'll have it sorted by the next one. We're very good on watch-alongs, but this was just a choice. I had the option to subscribe to MUTV on my laptop, which is, I do a lot of work on my laptop setting up, and there might be youth games during the season that I sort of want to have on while I'm doing it. But for the US tour, I think I'm going to have to get it back on Virgin because it's more up to date and you can't be a minute behind. I'm still not at 1920 yet.
I've paused it at the most horrendous moment.
Don't matter. I think I've just seen the goal.
Yeah.
Rashford. So I just hit 1920 now. Well, right, 25 now. Right. So Rashford's got 2, and again, it's a good finish, and it's Mata. Comfortable, really comfortable. I did say before when the team was selected, I did say that Marcus Rashford team selection is the exciting bit, and it's nice little bits of play anyway. Herrera interception into Mata, rolls it into Rashford, and yet again, Marcus, it's that. Yeah. It's that, yes, he should be scoring these chances.
This lad's composure. Yeah, Mourinho, he's done something to him, because that's 2 for 2 now in this game. Now, last season, as we know, he missed quite a few one-on-ones, chances that he should have put away and didn't. But the confidence in this lad now and the composure he's got is remarkable. What a change it's been.
Yeah, and we know about the physical improvement of Rashford as well, which is, as Marcus was saying, there are chances he should finish, and I think we had a little bit of a laugh about Lacazette's finish for Arsenal the other day, and I think outsiders would laugh and say, well, they're easy finishers, but it's a very United stands very, very United focused, funnily enough, because it's a Manchester United fan channel. But you know what I mean. We know our club and we know our players. We celebrate their good points, but we're also very acutely aware of what their bad points are. And I think Rashford, we all love Rashford, but we also know that he's a young lad, and there are certain things about his game he needs to improve. His final ball, whether it's passing, crossing, or shooting, are his biggest area. And if he sorts that out, I think he can be anything he wants to be in the game. And yes, it's only 20 minutes against LA Galaxy, but he's had 2 chances and he's put them both away. And he should put them away. But, as we were saying before, last season he might have missed one of those, he might have missed both of them. He didn't look like missing either. And it's all about confidence, putting the ball in the back of the net. Here's Rashford.
He's off again. Matters there.
It's a nice little bit of skill there. I think it was Rashford again. But you went 3-1, didn't you, for the whole game?
Yeah, whole game. Yeah.
I said 4-0. We beat him 7-0 before. I think it could be big. LA Galaxy will be a better side in the second half, but I think we will be as well. I think it's got Rashford times 2.
I think this is a good. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing sometime over this pre-season, if we do play with two up top, I wouldn't mind having a look at Rashford and Lukaku as a front two.
Well, we might see it because we've all been assuming, and I still do think we'll go back to the formation of last year, to be honest, where it's one up front. But if we do play two up front, it allows us to see a hell of a lot more of Rashford, Lukaku, Martial.
Oh. I know people have been saying Martial like to play up front with Lukaku if it's two up top, but I agree with you. Martial's probably the best left winger we've got at the club at the minute. So my vote would be Rashford up there with Lukaku. Young, energy, pace, strength. And Rashford 2 from 2 in this game. I know, we said not to big him up, but we know what talent the kid has got.
Well, the one thing, as I say, Rashford scores 4 goals or a first half hat-trick, which he could do. And everyone's saying, it's hitting the papers, you've got one of the best players in the world, etc. Which, I'm not disagreeing with, but it is only a friendly. Doesn't mean we're going to win the title, doesn't mean he's going to score all the goals for United. But what it does mean is that if Rashford has this good half, if you're Martial and Lukaku, you've got to look at it and go, I've got to have a good half, and that is what we want from United: depth of quality that really forces everybody to improve and go to the next level. I think that's what Mourinho's trying to sort out at Manchester United. So hopefully that will happen. If we bring Perisic in, would Mourinho use Martial as a striker? Says Luca. I don't think anything will be definitive like that. I think if Perisic comes in and plays where Lingard is at the moment on the left hand side, Martial may find himself on the bench. Some games he might play on the left wing, some games he might play up front. You need that fluidity. As I say, if we're going to play 2 up front, what does that mean for the likes of Mkhitaryan and Mata? Does that mean they'll be one of the front 2 like Mata is today? Is that where the number 10 effectively will play, and it won't be 2 up front? We've got a third goal coming in here, Marcus.
My man.
It's going to be Fellaini.
Oh, look, people saying terrific finish.
Just shows you how bad LA Galaxy are. We haven't seen it yet. It's incoming. It's quite funny actually getting them a little bit later than the live comments, because then we know it's coming.
So if this is a cracker of a goal, it's worth staying up for.
No, it's not that good.
Oh, look at it! Look, he placed it. That's not a tap-in.
Lingard set it up as well. He's loved it. He thinks he's scored in the World Cup final. Look at him. He's running around thinking he's scored in the World Cup final. It's a bloody tap-in, that is.
That's not a tap-in, man. Where is he?
Anyway, I'm more thinking about the skills of Lingard. Lingard makes it.
He's got the byline. He's turned round. Look, flying. Oh, look.
Oh, come on. If he misses that, everyone says, what a clown. He's got all the time in the world to pass that into the bottom corner, and he scored it.
No,
what a finish. I don't know what people are on about. He's in the box. He's laid out to his feet, and he passes it into the bottom of the goal.
Hang on, look at it from technical aspect, all right? That's on his weaker foot as well, just inside the area. That's not a tap-in.
Both his feet are weak, aren't they? I didn't know how the strong one. I'm just playing banter, really. I'm not. I don't think we'll sell Fellaini this summer, and I personally don't really care if we do or we don't. Good play from Lingard, and I think it was Mata down the left though.
Well, that's made my night, my morn.
I've given it a good write-up on Twitter, just for you. Yeah. I didn't say tap in. I've said Fellaini makes it 3. Good play by Lingard and Mata down the left, and the pullback is slammed home by Fellaini. So there you go. He's had a good write-up.
You want to get your wig out? A couple of comments are saying, "Where's the wig?"
I'm too tired, and it's not that much. It's not that important. I tell you what, though, we were all excited about the second half team, and I think we've got to bear in mind that this is LA Galaxy's reserves, and their first team will be playing in the second half. But makes it exciting that this team has done well in the first half, because it's made it a more exciting half, hasn't it? Because we were like, oh god, playing this lot. Gungshi thinks it'll end up 8-0.
Well, I
It'd be
think
nice if
after
we
that,
get a few goals, but we did beat them 7-0 before, so I don't think we're having. What I would say is we're not having many problems against this side, are we?
no, we're not.
Jose's having a good old chat with Fozu.
Yeah. I like that training top.
Yeah, it is a nice training top. Need to change the score. I'm going to be doing that a lot tonight.
I think after Fellaini's first half hour, we don't need Fabinho or Nangolan, do we?
Whether we do or we don't, I don't think we're going to get them. No, we're going to get another donkey, Matic. I'm sure Mourinho does it on purpose. There we go.
Imagine that as a future midfield for the Premier League. Matic, Fellaini, Pogba. Devastating.
Well, no, the best one would be Carrick, Fellaini and Matic. The quickest midfielder, the quickest midfield three in the morgue.
Oh, Daniel Lewis put a good comment there. Fellainio.
Somebody just said, in all seriousness, that will only make Mourinho pick Fellaini even more. Look, I don't think Fellaini's going anywhere. Mourinho likes him. What I did say on the show last night, and I'll stand by it, is that Lingard and Fellaini played a combined total of nearly 70 games last season. If he does that again this year, we'll be fighting for fourth. We can joke about it and everything, and I think they're valuable squad players. But if they play that many first team games next season, then we'll battle for fourth. We're not going to win the title with Fellaini and Lingard in the first 11. I know a lot of people like them. I don't really have anything against them. I think as squad players they're very useful. But the problem is that last year they played too many first team games. That, if we want to go from 6th to 1st, we've got to put a better 11 out every week. And I certainly think we're building towards that. I certainly think even if we sign Matic, we'll see less of Fellaini, because it will be Matic, Pogba and Herrera. So, I don't really want Matic, but I'd take Matic over nobody, because we've got to improve. We've got to improve our starting 11. And Lingard and Fellaini will play important roles, but those roles have got to be lessened and as squad players. Rashford's just got down there. There's up again. AJ's made a good comment. He says, what do you both think that United need to get this summer that can really change the team and try and go for the title in Champions League success, which I suppose feeds into what we were talking about there. For me, I've got an itchy nose, don't worry. For me, looking at the squad as it is at the moment, and depending on how we're going to play, I would say centre defensive midfielder is so important. I would like to sign Fabinho, but you know what? If I'm totally honest and I look at the way United play, can I see Fabinho as our centre defensive midfield? No. I think Mourinho always wants somebody who's big and physical, and that's exactly why he wants Matic. I don't agree with it, but even looking at United now, I think Fabinho and that sort of player is just too, maybe slimline for what Jose wants. So we do need a centre defensive midfielder, and if, like I say, I'd take Matic over nobody. I'd take Eric Dyer over Matic, and I'd take Fabinho over both of them. What else do we need? I think we definitely need a left. If we're going to play this formation, we definitely need a left-sided player that can do the work that Valencia does down the right. And if we're going to play this formation, Marcus, I'd take another striker as well.
Well,
I just worry if Rashford gets injured or Lukaku gets injured, if you're playing two up front and we've only got Martial, Rashford and Lukaku, although this two up front I think is deceptive. I think what we've seen tonight is what we'll actually do with the front two. It won't be two out and out strikers. I think he'll play, because he did it last season as well, didn't he? He had Mkhitaryan up with Zlatan. I think he'll play a sort of a creative player with a striker in the front two positions. I don't think he'll go, two out and out strikers.
I mean, if rumours are to be believed, then we will have 4 strikers by Christmas if Zlatan returns. So if we buy another striker now, then you could probably say that Zlatan isn't going to happen. So that would be one piece of the puzzle. For me, I think Eric Dyer is the person I would take.
I can't see it happening. I mean, what's Kyle Walker for 50 million? I mean, God knows how. Just shows you how much we'd have to pay for Dyer. It would be, I think, 60 million at least, which is just too much, isn't it?
See, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's too much, because I look at the players that are in this squad, the potential first team players. They're quite young. I mean, De Gea 26, Lindelof 22, Bay 23, 24.
Yeah.
Martial 21, I think. Rashford 19, Pogba 22. They're young lads made in the squad for the future, and I think Eric Dyer at 24 would make sense. And for 60 million, I would rather him at that age, who's not, he's not the quickest, but he's quicker than Matic and he's quicker than Fellaini. His passing is better. He can also, as a backup, play centre back. And I think paying 40 million plus to Chelsea for Matic is just basically throwing the money away. I mean, Matic is what, 29? Is he 30 this year?
Yeah.
So I just think, going by age and looking at it long term, Eric Dyer would be the one for me.
I think, I know. If it's a choice between Dyer and Matic, I would take Dyer for the reasons you've just said there. But if we thought we got the Mickey taken out of us for signing Pogba for 90 million, you've not seen anything if we sign Eric Dyer for 60 million, because he effectively is a centre defensive midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, people in the comments saying Pogba's 24. My mistake. Fabinho was 23 apparently, but again, it's the risk of not Premier League proven, as you say, on Fabinho. Will the pace of the Premier League, catch him out?
Yeah. It's a risk I think Mourinho probably doesn't want to make in his second season. I think
that's it. If it's such an important position, you need. I think you need a specialist who plays CDM, and I just think there's more growth in Eric Dyer at that age, and I think Mourinho could probably get an extra 20% out of him.
A lot of people being very complimentary about people like Fellaini and Lingard and everything like that. Yeah, they are playing well. What I honestly want to say though is this is LA Galaxy reserves, and let's be honest, they may as well be the dog and duck. They are. We are past. Pep Guardiola would be very excited if this was his Man City team, because we are all passing the football around like Manchester United don't pass the ball around like this. We don't do this. So I think it's a real indication of the opposition that. And this is why these players are professional footballers. What I would just say is, people like Lingard and Fellaini looking like really, really good footballers. Which they are good footballers. They have their strengths. Fellaini's got great control, but he's not known for his one-touch passing, which is showing here. But against the right opposition, You are capable of doing that, and this opposition is not very good, but it's enjoyable to watch. It's nice to see the players playing with confidence and moving the ball around, and it will do them good. But yeah, they're not particularly good, this opposition, to be honest. But I don't think the first team are very good from what I've heard, so the reserves aren't going to be that great.
I mean, yeah, you can only beat or play what's in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, this isn't. No one should be saying, United's just strolled away with it, and LA Galaxy didn't turn up. I mean, it's a game of football. They go, their fitness levels are better than ours, and in fairness to Galaxy, they might not be a good team, but they should be playing a bit better than this. At least trying to make a go of it.
There's a good comment here from Man United Fanatic 99. He obviously knows football. He says it's easy for United and Fellaini and everybody to pass the ball around and look really good when they're not being closed down, which is very true. LA Galaxy just, they're obviously not used to that sort of football. I don't watch MLS football, so I don't know, but what I would observe is they're no good at closing down, and they're not used to being closed down either, so I don't know whether that's a big part of American football, not the one where not the rugby one, the soccer. Do you get a lot of closing down, because they're not closing us down, and when we close them down, they're very poor. Lingard just ran it out under no pressure. How are we doing for subscribers? Oh, we've gone past 113,000, Marcus. I didn't notice.
Wow.
That. So that's nice. Thanks everybody for getting involved. If you're new, remember to drop a like on the video. We might hit 2,000 likes, which would be great. We always say we want 1,000 by full time, but we might get 2,000 on this, which would be nice. Mata just hitting the post there. Good little link up between Rashford and that. Looking forward to the second half, by the way, because we'll see a load of the other players for United, and we'll see a stronger LA Galaxy side, which is good. If anybody knows anything about MLS, I'd love to get your comments about. Robert Wagner says it's rubbish.
Pretty straight to the point.
Kane Murray's made a good point. I just want to make this. Let me come back to that one, and let me just say, if you are new to the United Stand, click that subscribe button. We do watch-alongs for every United game throughout the season, but live every night at 8:30. Sunday night live show tomorrow night. We do a transfer show Monday to Friday every morning at 7 AM, and we react to any Manchester United news. And as you can see with the live comments, it is a community. It's an interactive community. If you love Manchester United, you love talking about Manchester United, I think you found a fantastic channel. Not just because you've got me sat here, but because of everybody who gets involved in the comments. Monday and Thursday is the Skype show where you can call in and have your say. Last night, Saturday night at 8 o'clock, we do exclusively your questions on the comments through Twitter as well. So there's loads and loads going on, so get involved. And also drop a like for this set that Drawty sorted out. Absolutely amazing, exclusively for the US tour. So brilliant. Now let me come to this question from Kane Murray, because I don't duck the difficult questions, and he says, genuine question, Mark, how many times have you watched Manchester United play? He says, how many times have you watched Fabinho play? Look, if you start saying, I know about this player, and people say, I bet you've only ever watched him on YouTube. Look, I can't. There are certain players I haven't seen a lot of, and I'm always honest about that. Fabinho, I've seen quite a lot of Fabinho because I saw a lot of Monaco last year, as I'm sure a lot of you did. I would say most people probably seen Monaco play between 5 and 10 times last season. I've probably seen Fabinho play over the last 2 or 3 years 30 times. A lot of that was as a right back, but he would be the player I would go for. He would be the player I'd go for because of his attributes. For a tall lad, he's quick. He's good on the ball. I don't think we're gonna. I think the really good thing about watching United playing tonight is that Manchester United are back playing again. It's not, we've had nothing since the Europa League, and maybe you get lost in transfer talk. And there's a goal. It is 4-0, and it's Chris Smalling.
Offside?
No, it's Carrick. That's because I'd paused on a comment. I'll come back to that. So it is 4-0. No, it's offside. It's offside.
Offside. Yeah.
So we didn't miss that. So I think through June you're there. Like Fabinho's the perfect centre defensive midfielder. But now I'm actually watching football again, Marcus. I'm like, I would sign Fabinho, but that's a massive position to give him as a centre defensive midfielder to come in and play for Manchester United as a centre defensive midfielder. And maybe this is why Mourinho wants a Premier League player, because he doesn't want to take that risk. Rashford's going to bottle his hat-trick in a minute, so let's get ready to talk about that as well.
For me, I only saw Fabinho when Monaco in Champions League last season, so didn't watch him as much as what you have. I can say he's a good player. He has.
Here it is. Lovely ball by Carrick over the top.
He's offside, is
he? He wasn't offside. That easiest chance of the lot, and he misses it. So he's still got them problems, hasn't he?
2 out of 3. But going back to Fabinho, that there is, for an important position, a very important position at Manchester United. It's not the most it's not one of those positions that you could just give to someone and hope and pray it works. It needs someone who knows the position well and has got the work rate to do it. It's a very disciplined position. So I think this is why Mourinho would go with the proven and tried and trusted person for it.
Yeah, just looking at that lag. We've got lag tonight. We actually have got lag tonight because it's lag 0, Manchester United 3. Rashford, that was the one where he had to have a few touches before it. He didn't just run onto the chance and put it in the bottom corner. He's had to control it, run towards the goal, and he misses. But as Meatloaf sang, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. I'll say, with Valencia's hairstyle, it looks like he's in his early 20s.
Yeah. He's just another physical beast, isn't he? He looks after himself, and this LA Galaxy side will be absolutely ecstatic about half time. I don't think they've been really, really pressed, and they've really struggled to get the ball out of their own half. And a decent 45 minutes for this United 11, and I think they'll be very happy with it.
Yeah.
Remember, we are playing in 48 hours time against Real Salt Lake as well, so I think Mourinho's plan of just giving them 48 a half each, probably in both games, is a good idea. We're about to hit half time.
I think it's been a pretty decent first half. United look like they're going to play, keep the ball on the floor, and the switch of play has been pretty good. Speed of Rashford is creating all sorts of problems. Lingard's created a few problems. Some good running to the byline and getting the ball in the box nice and early as well. So it's overall, I think it's a fairly positive first half.
Yeah, it's difficult to know where to gauge it because it is only LA Galaxy reserves and it is a pre-season game. So I judge it on where each player is in their fitness and their ability on the ball. And I agree with what Marcus said there. I think most of the players looked, I think Blind and Valencia especially looked a bit rusty at the start, but that's exactly what these games and minutes are all about. It's about becoming less rusty, and I think we looked a little bit sloppy in the first 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and LA Galaxy were getting a few opportunities in our half, but that last 25 minutes they very rarely got out their own half. We pressed really well and we kept hold of the ball really well, and I don't think this LA Galaxy side are used to that. So we'll do the player ratings on the match reaction when we've seen the second half performance, but I don't think it was ever going to be an opportunity to sort of say somebody's been amazing, and I don't think it was ever an opportunity to say somebody's been bad. It's a pre-season game. It's our first one. It's our first 45 minutes. We've got 3 goals, and pleased, but nothing in there that really makes me go wow. I think the one positive for me was slightly ruined by the one-on-one chance at the end, but 3 good chances. Rashford scored 2. And to be honest, I think the easiest one was the one he missed. He maybe could have rounded. He could have rounded the keeper, but I think he went for to try and put it away. He could have rounded him very easily, but I think that's an important thing for Rashford. If he scores that hat trick and it's flawless, maybe it's always good to have something to work on. So he scored 2 good goals. He should have had a hat trick for Manchester United, even though it's a pre-season game, and he'll go off disappointed, and that will be something that he needs to work on.
Yeah, definitely. There isn't much. I know the opposition isn't the best, but there really isn't much that you could be negative about with the team performance. I mean, De Gea's really had nothing to do. We've got 3 goals. Rashford is, he looks good. He looks sharp, and it'll be interesting now to see how these so-called first-team players do. Now we know how LA Galaxy have set their stall out, how they're going to play. It'll be interesting to see if the likes of Lukaku can get that space and do what Rashford's done. There's little bits and pieces. I mean, Darmian will probably get swapped on for Blind, I would imagine. And like I say, Pereira, the goalie, and I'm looking forward to seeing him if he's the best thing. Portugal's number 1.
I think this next 45 minutes is what we're all up for. If you are in the UK, and this is the treat really. We're going to hopefully see Lukaku. We're going to see Martial,
Andreas Pereira,
Mkhitaryan, Pogba, Lindelof, Bailly, Fosu, Twansibi. So we're going to get an array, and Pereira in goal. Hopefully he'll get tested. I mean, De Gea had nothing to do, so we're going to get to see him this second half. A lot of players that we get excited about for various reasons, which I'm looking forward to.
Martial as well.
Yeah, I did say him first. He's one of my favourite players. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. As we were talking in the first half, I'm looking forward to the City game on Friday morning. Very excited about that one because I think that's when it will start to get a little bit more competitive. But these 2 games are really important against LA Galaxy and Real Salt Lake because they are well into their season, and that will improve our fitness levels, which is what it's all about. I'm very happy with United's schedule for the pre-season. So Real Salt Lake on early as a Monday. Friday we've got Man City. Sunday night we've got Real Madrid. Then we finish off with the US Tour on the Wednesday against Barcelona. Then we're off to play in Norway. I think it's on the Sunday evening. Then we've got Sampdoria in Dublin, and then we've got the Super Cup on the Tuesday, I think, and then we kick off the season. So it's a good run of games with the right sort of break there, and very looking forward to it. What time is it in the UK? It's midnight in Brazil, and check United Twitter quick. I'll tell you what United Twitter says.
I mean, it's a good run of games, strong teams. The Real Madrid and Barcelona games. I mean, now we're in the Champions League. It'll be good to see how we stack up against them. Obviously we're a bit behind in some aspects, but it'll be good to see how far behind, if anything, we actually are.
Got a few comments here. The United Twitter is about Lukaku. Lukaku is going to come on, so they're just saying it's almost time, and they've shown a picture of his shirt, which is good. Ray Madrid says, Mark, I'm pretty excited about the game. How does it feel to get up at 2 a.m? I wake up this early during the Premier League season. You know what? It's important to do this. I did it 2 years ago, but it is important because we give you a lot of credit during the season when we're doing the watch-alongs, asking you where you're watching from, and it is just a sentence that when you say I'm getting up at 3 o'clock, and we do appreciate it. Of course we do. As global fans, we're United fans, and we're all part of that United community. But to actually do it and get up at this time, I really do feel the commitment. I mean, I would do it. There's no way I wasn't going to do it. I want to watch United. I think Marcus is the same, but it's not easy. And my hats. If I had one, I'd take it off. But I always say that during the season as well, especially when you were getting up at this time to watch Van Gaal. How did you do it? How did you stay awake watching the Van Gaal team? It's a good job we started doing watch-alongs to keep you all awake and interested, because I don't know how you could sit and watch United on your own at 3 o'clock in the morning watching a Van Gaal side. It'd be very, very difficult. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to this next 45 minutes now. I really am. Johnny says, why is Mark sounding like he's uninterested? It's not that, it's just I'm a bit tired, to be honest. That's what it is. I went to sleep before and I shouldn't have. I should have stayed awake. I'll definitely do that in the future. I'll just stay up in the future because it's silly to try and have 2 hours sleep before.
Yeah, it's a lot better, mate, to just power through it.
Dylan Murphy, it's the computer I'm on, it's fine. It's the laptop I've got next to it that's the fan is knackered on, which will change in future. Henrik says, thanks for the show, lads. Brilliant half by Manchester United. That's what I was going to say, Marcus. I tell you what, you figure out who the real United fans are, don't you? When there's a 3 a.m. kick-off, Ed's in bed. Ross, where's Ross? Alex, Draughty, where are they? Here we are, hardcore United fans, getting up at 3 a.m. to watch it. And to be honest, though, I can understand if people have probably recorded it, but this is what life's all about. These little moments that are out of the normal, isn't it? We'll look when the season started in September, we'll be able to look back 2 months previous and say, "Oh, remember when we were getting up at 3 a.m. to watch United play?" It's a nice little thing, isn't it? I enjoy doing it, to be honest.
Do you know what? When you see the amount of people that are watching, and the interaction in the live comments, for me, that's what makes it worth it.
Yeah, and some people can't watch the game. I mean, the watch-along really works in many ways. The watch-along's great if you can watch the game and you're watching it, you've got thoughts, and then you can look at the live comments, or you can listen to me and Marcus and you've got your opinion on that bit, and you get instant interaction with it. Because one of the things I've always found frustrating about watching football in the past was that you've got moments in the game that you get frustrated about, and you might text your mate but they're not there, and you get interaction with the United stand, and some people are saying what you think, some aren't. And then after a game, that was my worst time growing up, is like after a game, if United lost, I'd get really, really frustrated, and you'd not have anywhere to vent it. And obviously something like the United stand, you've got that ability, even if you've got to wait till 8:30 on the Sunday night show, or if it's the live match reaction straight after, you get that interaction with fans, and it's another level. But on top of that, some people just want to watch the game and watch the watch along at the same time and interact, but some people can't watch the game and they have to just watch the watch along. So it works on many levels, and you lot make it what it is, which is great. And I think we'll hit 2,000 likes on the video, which would be fantastic.
I mean, the best thing is as well that you've got all these people watching it, and every single person has a different opinion or a different interpretation on what they think, which you never run out of conversation or ideas. Like it's a fantastic community that has been built by everyone that's involved.
A lot of people are asking about the giveaway for the shirt. We are going to do that. How are we going to do that, Marcus? Have you got any ideas? We've got 3 Manchester United home shirts to give away during the US tour, and we won't do it for every game, but we will. We'll definitely do one tonight because it's the first one in your hardcore, and I want to do it certainly on the games like this where the real hardcore fans will get involved. So I have one theory on how we can do it, but we need to think of ways to be able to give them away, because Marcus will just give them to his mates, and
I ain't got no friends.
I tell you what we'll do. I'm going to have to really monitor the live comments here. I'm going to think of a Manchester United player, and I'm not thinking about it yet, so don't start. I'm going to think about a Manchester United player, and then Marcus can start asking me questions, so he won't know who it is, and Marcus can't win the shirt. I'll answer those questions with a yes or a no, and then the first person who gets it will win the shirt. So we'll do that now quickly because the game's going to start. So let me think of a player. Okay, I've got one. You can start guessing now if someone gets it, but we'll just before you start saying names of players, if you type like 5 comments in a minute, you get timed out for a minute, so you're going to lose your chance of winning. So patience is a virtue. Go. Marcus, ask me a question.
Such as what?
Josh Simpson's already won it. So that worked well. We'll think of a better one for the next game, but Josh Simpson was literally, he just said Darmian. He said Darmian, and that's who it is. So we didn't even get a question from Marcus, a yes or no. But the people who said Pereira, I understand where you're going. Fellaini I can understand as well. But to be fair to Josh, he's the only one I've seen mention. Some people have gone with classic players as well, because it could have been Roy Keane, Cantona, Duncan Edwards is a good shout. Lingard.
Well, I've got to say, mate, you didn't make it very clear, did you?
Well, I tell you what, it was clear for Josh Simpson because he won it.
Oh, yeah, you could have said like what sort of team it was, or what manager had that player. With just to sort of like narrow down.
We will do a better competition than that. But what I'm saying is, I'd promised to give a shirt away on this
everyone's saying
show.
Darmian there.
I'd promised to give it away on this show. We hadn't prepared, so I came up with an idea, and Josh won it. A few people are saying that they said Darmian, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm going back through Steward's inquiry. Josh was the first person to say Darmian. So Josh Simpson has won it. Drop us a message on YouTube, Josh, with that right now. And if you follow us on Twitter and stuff, you can do it that way. But well done. Well done.
Congrats, Josh.
But we'll think of a better way of doing it. Marcus is good at that sort of thing. He's obviously just not with it at the moment. But
I was with it, but it was a very... what's the word? Well, I suppose in the amount of time.
Very good off the cuff question. Yes, I think that's what you're trying to say.
It's. I was expecting something a bit more detailed than that. Like,
it's gone very dark in LA.
Yeah. So, second half.
It gets dark quick there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, what's the time out there now?
So we've got all the players on. I don't know how we're doing it this second half.
Right. I see Martial, I see Fosu Mensah, I see Bailly.
Be a better LA Galaxy team, which is good. Yeah, some countries we don't get this in the UK because it goes from light to dark quite gradually. But in some countries it can happen really quick. So we've got Lindelof playing, Joel Pereira's out there. Manchester United really should have had the Pereira's out there. Good. Okay, so second half team. We've got Joel Pereira, Fosu Mensah, Twansibi, Lindelof, Bailly, Darmian. So that's the back five effectively. Pogba, Pereira, Mkhitaryan as a midfield three, I reckon, and then Martial, Lukaku. But let's see. That might not be how it is, because it might be Martial could be the left wing back. I don't think he is though, because he's taking the kick off with Lukaku. Twansibi is definitely in the back three. Fosu Mensah is. Darmian's the left wing back. So Pogba. I'm trying to see who the midfield. It's difficult.
Oh, Mkhitaryan's in there. I think Mkhitaryan's right. God, it looks like a diamond.
Pereira's in the midfield with Pogba. Martial and Lukaku up front. Mkhitaryan in behind them. So that means it's Pereira playing in that centre defensive midfield position again, which is, you know, the amount of people who said to me, "Oh, he's not a centre defensive midfielder." It's an interesting thing that Mourinho sees him as a player who can play there.
Well, maybe that's a sign for the Premier League.
It's a poor ball. I think that we might see a few goals in this one anyway, everybody. I think this is going to be an exciting half. I better what I'll do while you're having a chat is I'll update the second half lineup.
Apparently it's 8 PM in LA now, so sunset apparently.
Yeah, it just seems to get darker a lot quicker than it does here.
JT Motley says Pereira is playing at the back of the midfield diamond.
Lots to keep your eye on in this game because you've got Lindelof as well. Twansibi's playing in the back three.
Yeah, so what's that? Bay on the right, is it? And then Twansibi left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Lukaku as well. I hadn't forgotten Lukaku, but my priority will always go towards Pereira because that's just what I'm like. Fosu Mensah there, not a great touch.
You know what? I mean, maybe, just maybe, there's a slight chance of a midfield three of Pereira, Herrera, and Pogba in the season. Could be a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's going to play at the CDM role,
Well,
obviously
Pereira could be a very important player. The interesting thing about Pereira playing as a centre defensive midfielder, though, is that, you know, and I'm not really a stat man, is that he was in the top 5 in La Liga for take-ons. Here we go. Lukaku misses. First big chance. Penalty spot. Keeper comes running out. Keeper's quite close. But Adam Shelley says, how did he miss that? Good save. Pogba lays him in. Lots of time. Should score, really.
Yeah, he's gone for power there, and he just felt it.
Like Pereira's on corners as well, which this, you know, again, this might be an improvement straight away. Having somebody who can take a corner. Should have hit that, Twansibi. Be interesting to see if we can put some crosses into the box as well. Oh, here's Lindelof, lovely little bit of play.
Yeah.
Oh. Hit it.
Cool.
Mkhitaryan. I like this team better than the first half team, though. It's much more exciting.
Yeah, it's just a hell of a lot more attacking intent with these players.
Controversial comment by Chase Levy. He says, I hate Mourinho. I'm a Man United fan, but I personally don't think he should be the manager. Extreme, but everyone's got everyone's got a chance. A few people defending Lukaku. Some Mad Mark says he's not fast. Well, we're going to get a good look at Lukaku over the next few weeks, aren't we? I've always been consistent. He wasn't my first choice, but I do think I think he can do a good job, and I don't think Mourinho would sign somebody who can't. But I don't know. I don't think I've asked you about Lukaku, Marcus. Was he somebody that you wanted at United?
Do you know what? I never even give him a thought, mate. My first choice was Morata at the end of last season. Second choice, I think, would have been Aubameyang, but I can see, going by the signings that Jose has made in Lindelof and Lukaku, I can see why he's got him in, because he's proven in the Premier League, and I think this is going to play a big part in his second season. Lindelof, I know he's young and obviously he's not played in the Premier League, but the guy was virtually nailed on to come in January and then didn't. So, I didn't expect Mourinho to change his mind really for him as centre back, but I didn't see Lukaku coming at all.
Good little bit of play here.
Yeah.
And Mkhitaryan just can't get past his man, but there's a lot of pace in this game in this second half.
Yeah.
There's a lot more space in it. Both teams have changed their team, which is good. But yeah, United are a much more exciting side in this second half than the first. How are we playing in the second half, says Nishant? I mean, to be honest, I've got far more interest in the players in the second half, so I've got to be honest. My interest is peaked, but yeah, it's certainly moving quicker. 7 minutes gone already of this half. Lukaku's chance again. Looking back at it, I think he hits it in the right place. It's a good save by the keeper, really. Yeah, he should score it, but he doesn't. He makes a good contact.
I mean, the keeper's come out pretty quick and closed him down.
I like Pereira. I just like Pereira so much, but I'm glad he's playing in that centre midfield role because he's so good on the ball.
Didn't he play there against Wigan? Was it last season?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
in the friendly,
goal in the second half. Yeah. Here's Lukaku.
Yeah.
To Martial into Lukaku, and he shoots wide.
Oh. But the intent is there.
Yeah.
So far, the first 8 minutes, I've not seen Lukaku do what Zlatan used to do and come back near enough to the centre circle to pick the ball up. I want to see this lad in the penalty box or just outside it, running at people and getting a shot off.
And you know what? Marcus doesn't actually make that many good points, but that one is a very good one. I have made it previously, but I wouldn't have made it tonight because it slipped my head. Lukaku's going to be public enemy number one because he plays for United and we spent quite a lot of money on him. So we saw it at Pogba last year. The press will just get on at Lukaku and he's going to have to score a lot of goals to silence them, which I think he can do. But Marcus is right. The thing about Lukaku is, the goals will be nice and I think the goals will come. But what he gives us physicality that Zlatan did, which I think is really important. But he also gives that ability, the pace, to push teams back, which Zlatan never could. And we shouldn't lose sight of that. But what I am encouraged by this second half as well is that he's actually got Martial and Lukaku up front. So we were saying in the first half we're playing two up front, but we had Mata up front, so that's basically another midfielder. But the willingness, and I know it's only a pre-season game, it would be interesting if we would play this formation and actually play two out-and-out forwards, because in the modern game you can't do the 4-4-2 anymore because you get overrun in the midfield. The only way you can get two up front is the way we're playing now, is where you play three at the back and you get your five in the midfield, and your wing backs are effectively providing your full back cover and your width. So, but it affords you that chance to get two up front. So, I'm encouraged by that. There's going to be so much on this tour to keep an eye on because
Pereira missed that one.
Yeah, he did. The keeper made a bit of an error there. There's going to be so much on this tour to keep an eye on because already we've only got 45 minutes to keep an eye on Lukaku, Pogba, Martial, Mkhitaryan, Pereira, Lindelof. a new keeper, and it's going to have to build over the weeks and the games really. But lots to keep an eye on. Hopefully, we might get a couple of players join us on the tour as well. I certainly think Perisic will be part of the squad to play for the City game. I've been told he'll be a Manchester United player by Monday night, Marcus.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
By the same person who said Lindelof about a week before.
Oh, okay. Quite a reliable source then, yeah?
Yeah, well, there's not... To be honest, I mean, sources, whatever. I mean, there isn't a lot. Nobody's really been very good this summer, and there's not a lot around Manchester United. I mean, you think back to last summer... we'd signed all our players apart from Pogba, but this time last year we knew we were going to get Pogba because the rumours had been running for a while. I'm a bit disappointed that Marcio's not got one yet.
What do you think should happen with the number 7?
I would keep the number 7 free. I don't know what everyone else thinks. Unless we're going to go and sign somebody befitting of the number 7, and personally, I don't think we'll sign Alexis Sanchez, but if we signed him, I'd give him the 7 because he's a top player and he's Premier League proven. Griezmann, I would have given it to Griezmann because he's like 3rd in the Ballon d'Or, so I would give it to him. But in the current team, I don't think there's anybody really who's ready to take it on, and I can't see anyone we're going to sign that's good enough to wear it. So sometimes you can just keep a shirt free. I don't know what you think.
I was just thinking, seeing it's such an iconic shirt, I mean, it's not been used for a good while now, and the last couple of players that have had it haven't done it justice.
No, it is a difficult...
Yeah, so, I mean, I was thinking, if there was anyone in the squad, I could only really see 2 people using it, and that would be Rashford, but he's going to be classed as a striker. So then the other option I thought of, maybe Pogba.
Yeah, he's big enough profile to wear it.
Yeah, I mean, he's the record
used to wear
signing.
It, so you can wear it as a midfielder, no worries.
I'm just thinking, it's shirt sales. I mean, we know numbers aren't stamped down yet for the Premier League season. So it wouldn't surprise me if they wanted to give Pogba that shirt, they would, if they're not going to fill it with a new signing.
There's a good comment there from Danny Smith, and it wasn't lost on me. And as much as I like him as a player, I thought it exactly the same. And he's basically saying that Pereira's not strong enough to be a centre defensive midfielder, and he did just have a good 20-metre run alongside an LA Galaxy midfielder, and sort of got physically beaten really, and that is that won't be lost on Mourinho either. Martial with a decent shot, just over the bar.
Oh, cracking effort.
I think Pereira's best position is going to be as a more attacking player, but he's not had that opportunity today. He's playing in a more defensive role.
Just watching that shot back. Oh, what a shot that was from Martial. Like to see more than that.
But a different game in this second half so far. Obviously, Moses made a contribution. He says, "Don't give number 7 to nobody. Make them earn it because that shirt is very heavy." Good point. Yeah, it's who can carry that shirt as well. It's a very good point. Yeah, the game. Let's not judge this game as well on the first half team are better than the second half team, because the LA Galaxy team in the first half was nowhere near as good as the LA Galaxy team in the second half. So, I don't know what he was doing then, the defender. It was like he was going to shoot at the same goal. He hit Lukaku.
This second half team
has not had a very good game either. He's been very clumsy throughout. Although I think, did he get Ashley Cole? If he did, we'll give him some of that. Missing Mkhitaryan from the lineup, just letting you know it's a apathetic game yet. Another substitution here for a couple of substitutions for LA Galaxy. Jermaine Jones, I've heard of that name before.
So is it anyone took your eye at the minute?
I don't know. I think I'm enjoying the second half more than the first half, just because the players are more interesting to me. But I think the one thing I have enjoyed is watching the formation. I like the tactical side of football, and I've enjoyed watching the formation. As I said, we sort of did a show on the benefits of the 3-5-2 system about 6 weeks ago, and it was more around the time when there was talk that we were going to try and sign Morata and Belotti, and it was how you could play two strikers. And it's interesting that United are doing it tonight. It'll be interesting to see how many more games we do it in, because it's a good formation. But we've got to put more. We've got to use the width more.
Things we can say we need to use the width, but apart from Martial, we haven't got a natural winger, have we really?
No, and he's not playing as a winger. I do like the look of Lindelof. That's good play by Pereira, and got Darmian now on the attack, who's not really an attacker. Oh, it was a good play that.
Oh, nearly.
Martial, good. That was really good play by the whole team. Really good play. Their keeper's good. He's made two good saves. But what about you? Anyone? Well, I'll throw it to the live comments as well while you're talking. Give us your thoughts. Anyone I've liked the look of Lindelof. I think it's very hard as a centre back to stand out, but he's looked quite assured and he's very, very vocal. Considering he's playing with Bailly, who had a fantastic season last year, I've watched Lindelof and he's the central one with Twansibi on his left and Bailly on his right, and he looks up for it. I think I've just got a funny feeling Lindelof will be a very good signing anyway.
Yeah, he seems to. I mean, from what I saw of him, I only saw a couple of games of him, but him and Bailly seem to complement each other. Very, very similar in certain ways, but I think Lindelof, he's good with the ball at his feet, and he's very assured in what he does. Very calm in what he does.
I think defensively we haven't got any concerns. I think as long as we can stay away from the injury, this is a cracking run.
Look at Mkhitaryan.
He looks fast there. And Lukaku, go on. Oh, deserves a goal there. It was a good run.
Oh.
Really good run. I'll tell you what, if he can do that.
Do you know what, situations like that with Lukaku at Everton last season, when he was at Everton, I remember seeing him in a couple of games. He would go for goal in that situation.
Yes, yeah.
And straight away there, straight away there, he's put it across the box, played it square, played it simple. So, in the short time he's been at United, decision making.
Pereira's crossing already. You see a massive improvement.
With Lukaku as well, I mean, he adds height to our attacking play as well. I mean, same as Zlatan, but we didn't have players that could get that ball in the box. That should have been a corner.
I've said this before, and it's not rocket science that Mourinho is a manager that plays the averages, and he'll look at certain situations and see how can I improve on last season. And already you can sort of see a few situations in this United squad that will improve us from last year. On paper, you've got Lukaku's ability to score goals against the lesser sides, which we couldn't do last year. You've got Pereira's crossing ability. You've got Lindelof's ability in the air and leadership and ability to pass out the back. And these little things should all contribute to the strengths that we already have. I mean, Pereira's taking every single corner, which, you know, that sort of looks to me like he's a player that Mourinho sees as part of it, and the corners have been pretty good. Oh, Lindelof should have scored just over the bar.
Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, he should have scored.
Apparently there was a super chat from Cameron, Mark, you haven't read?
Yep, okay, I'll go back and find out.
I was thinking, even on like the set pieces with a couple of corners we've had already, it feels different. It feels like we have a chance.
We did have a Cameron Bauer. He says 2 up front is the way forward, Mark. End of. Yeah, but Cameron, thanks for comment, Cameron. But you were talking about 4-4-2. I said you can't do 4-4-2 anymore. You can the only way to get 2 up front is to do it like this.
Yeah. Well, we're off again here. Look, Martial's got it.
Yes.
Mickey, is it 4 yet?
Yes. 4-0. Lovely goal as well by Martial, and lovely finish by Mkhitaryan, who's looked very sharp. He came back looking a bit pregnant, didn't he? But he's looked very sharp tonight. So
the pace this lad is showing, coming straight through the middle, is unreal. I mean, that's the 3rd run, you know, in 20 minutes. Bursting runs he's putting straight through the middle there. They just can't keep up with him. That's an assist for Martial again.
Yeah.
Beckham.
And I think that's what I would say. There's so much pace in this second half side that it is frightening. Compared to the first half, where you had, like, you know, I mean, Lingard's not particularly fast, but he'd be one of the quickest ones with Rashford. And you look at the rest of the side, you've got Mata, Fellaini and Carrick, who, you know, they're not as fast. Whereas this second half, you've got the midfield 3 of Mkhitaryan, Pogba and Pereira, who are, you know, they're not blisteringly fast players, but they are quick. And then you've got Rashford and Martial and Lukaku up front, and the pace difference is just, and that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we scored, because the LA Galaxy side is better in the second half. So to beat them is you know, we do need to do that, and yeah, very, very pleased. Very pleased.
Brandon says that the back 3 looking solid.
Yeah.
Jacob says Pogba is captain, which is interesting.
Well, I thought it was going to be Herrera as vice captain, but I haven't actually heard that confirmed anywhere, so I don't know whether that's true.
Talk Red Devils. Twanzebe has been great. Yeah. Oh, you put Luke Shaw in this as well, Mark, when he's fit. Yeah, that's another one down the left side with pace.
Yeah, I think when you look at this lineup, then the one position you'd looking to change would be Darmian, because he just hasn't got that pace.
Oh, look, Lindelof's just run through the middle.
I think Fosu Mensah's looked very rusty. I think he's probably been one of the worst players on the pitch, and I like Fosu Mensah, but he's looked really, really rusty in his passing, and he's just hit one over the bar by a long way. He's got Jose scratching his head. The interesting thing about Fosu Mensah is that everyone says, oh, he'll make a really good centre defensive midfielder, but Mourinho never plays him there. He always plays him on the right. I don't see his future, his immediate future, as a CDM. But I just think he should go on loan. I think you see the success of what Pereira did last year, and I think Fosu Mensah should do that. I tell you what, we did just see from Lukaku there, though, is one of the reasons I really didn't want us to sign him. I mean, I'm happy we've signed him now, but if you're asking me about Lukaku, it really was his first touch is so laboured, and it is. His build-up play is so laboured. He's going to have to work really hard on that.
Well, hopefully that's one of the things that Mourinho can sort out with him. I mean, he's done wonders with Rojo last season. He even managed to get Phil Jones to play 6-7 games in a row, which is unheard of. So hopefully he can work his magic again. And Pereira's just done a fantastic pass there.
Yeah,
Martial, right?
Well, to say I've been impressed by Pereira would be an understatement, because I expect to be impressed by Pereira. I think he's a fantastic player, and those who didn't get to see much of him or don't get to see much of him, and here he is again.
That's
not
is
a great pass, to be honest. It's a bit behind Darmian, but he's playing in a position that he played against Wigan. It's the second time Mourinho's played him in this position now. In the only 2 games he's really started him in.
I mean, Pereira, I didn't expect Pereira to have that sort of range of passing about him. I really didn't. I mean, I knew the boy could play, but didn't expect him to be able to switch plays like that.
Yes.
Nice 5, yeah. Get
yes. It is. Fosu Mensah back to Martial. Lovely. And Martial deserves a goal. I think Martial's been very impressive.
Yeah, almost as if he's reborn, I suppose. Up front with Lukaku, maybe he does need to do that.
Yeah,
I got
off his right foot. Lovely. Bit like Fellaini's, really. You expect him to score it, but
it's a tap-in, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, they should be scoring them goals. Well, I can't say it about Fellaini and not say it against my Martial, can I? But they should be scoring them goals. Yeah, but this second half, the second half side is the side we want to see, isn't it? And I know a lot of the players from the first half will be players that Mourinho wants to play, but realistically, this is the United sort of side that we want to see, full of pace, exuberance, ability. With whether it could win you a league is another matter, because you need that grafting area as well. But this was the half we wanted to see, and it's not let us down. It'd be nice if we could mirror the first half as well, because we're playing a better team in the second half.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's I mean, this team here. I mean, considering there's 2 new signings as well. Obviously one up front, one at the back. They're playing like they've known each other for a while. Lindelof is very assured, very relaxed on the ball. It seems like Martial's getting a little bit more space as well when he's playing with someone up top with him.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe that helps him in his game.
Right, update the score again, 5-0.
Maybe just last season he didn't feel comfortable out in the left wing, and wasn't getting the freedom that he likes to play. I mean, Mkhitaryan look, I mean, he's got absolutely.
Well, Mkhitaryan is at his best when he gets the ball in that position and he's running at the opposition centrally. Jordan Burgess says, Mark, thoughts about Twansibi at left back? Well, he's not quite a left back tonight. He's playing as a left-sided centre back, but he could play. It depends what left back's going to be for Manchester United now. If it's left back in a back 4, then I think Twansibi could play there. If it's left wing back in a midfield 5, like where Darmian's playing now, then that's probably not where you want to play Twansibi, because you want somebody with a little bit of flair going forward. But to be honest, Lukaku at the moment, I mean, he's effectively the battering ram, isn't he? He's causing everybody so many problems with his physicality that it's leaving space for people, like you said, like Martial.
Yeah. I mean, he's holding up the ball well.
Oh, God. Lukaku's shot. Mourinho's clapping him. I think he's thinking, "Damn, I've spent £75 million on him. Should have got Morata." I'm only joking. Lukaku would be a good signing, but you know, you've got.
But again, you would, last season you wouldn't have seen Zlatan do that.
No, and you've got to look at Lukaku in relation to what I was saying there, and what he will bring, because of the player he is, what he will bring to players around him, and because of, he has got that physicality, as I said, but he's also got the ability to get in behind. Zlatan didn't, so teams could press, and that prevented people like Mkhitaryan and Martial and Pogba getting the space that they will get with Lukaku in the team. Jonathan Gorbett's made a contribution. He says, so far Martial, Lindelof and Pereira have been best for me. Yeah, it's a good shout. Well, it's a good start to the tour. I'm very excited about how we're going to develop in it. We've got the 3 bigger games towards the end, and they'll be challenging. You can only beat what's in front of you, as Marcus said, and ultimately, I think you can only do. Oh, that was lovely. Was that Pereira again? Yeah.
Pereira, yeah, it looks so calm.
I told you. That's all I can say about Pereira. I told you. He's a bloody good player. And people, I know he got relegated for Granada, but he was one of the best players in the league. In a relegation side, he's a good player, and to be honest, that loan move was fantastic by Mourinho because he's benefited from it. I don't think he's a CDM. I don't think he's a centre defensive midfielder though. I think he's better without that responsibility, with the creativity, because like you were saying, he's got that ability to move the ball around.
Another young lad warming up down there.
Yeah, of course, we've got Mitchell and McTominay, haven't we? Who I think have, it's an opportunity for Mourinho to get them on the tour. But they will be, they're not even playing in the second half of 24 players, are they? But, I'm sure he'll find them a few minutes here and there.
Well, Sheldon in the comments says, Lukaku has been terrible. Very worrying.
I don't think he's played very well, but I've got to be consistent with what I said in the first half, and that is that I think in the first Premier League, in the first pre-season game, I don't think anybody can come out of this with, they're a flop and they're terrible. I think it's way too early, and he might be one of those players that it takes him. We had it with Rooney, didn't we? Who, they come back from pre-season. He's a big bloke. It might take him a couple of weeks to get back on sharp and everything like that, whereas some other players don't. Martial,
Lukaku,
very good.
Yeah, I was saying Lukaku's hold-up play has been very good.
Fantastic, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean this could be. I mean, like I said in the first half, like Lukaku and Rashford. I think what I've seen here from Lukaku and Martial can be just as deadly.
Yeah. And there's a goal for LA Galaxy.
Oh. Unlucky.
Watch that back.
5-1.
Missed it. 1-5.
I think whoever was number 2 slipped.
Lindelof.
Yeah.
Come on, show us the goal. Show us the goal. 10 minutes to go. The second half's flown by. So it just does him. There's nothing much that.
No. Turned him, didn't he?
Yeah. Not great defending that, but these are opportunities for people to iron out those sorts of mistakes. Was it Dos Santos who scored? Anybody know?
Oh, to be honest, I don't know, mate. I didn't pay attention.
The comeback is on.
He's passing again, I don't think, apart from the one that went behind Darmian from Pereira, I don't think this kid has put a pass out of place yet.
Martial hits one. Got to stop doing that. Been a bit greedy now. Okay, apparently we've had a super chat. Let's go and have a look.
Few people saying, yeah, it was just Santos that scored.
Brendan Borman has made a contribution. Thank you, Brendan. And he said, comparisons between Pereira and Herrera. Well, I'll be very happy if people are drawing those comparisons. I think Herrera's more suited to the physical side of the game, and I think Pereira's a better attacking side of the game. But it's always interesting the way Mourinho interprets a player, and I think all of us would interpret Fosu Mensah as a centre defensive midfielder, but Mourinho never plays him there and always plays him a right back. And I think Pereira, a lot of people would say he's an attacking midfielder, but Mourinho always seems to play him in a more defensive position. So
Galaxy attacking here.
yeah, they're coming back into it.
Start, yeah. Good save, Pereira. Straight at him though.
Mkhitaryan injured.
Oh dear.
Might be ribs.
For a minute there, I thought it was his ankle.
Somebody was saying there before, let me just read that, it was RG Football always says 2 new signings showed their weaknesses. Lukaku first touch and Lindelof always gets turned. I think Mkhitaryan just got himself a bit winded.
Yeah. Well, I've been impressed with Mkhitaryan's runs through the middle.
Yeah, I think Mkhitaryan definitely works better as a 10, where he's central.
Yep. And Pereira's passing. It's been decent. If he's playing out of position as well. Martial has been really good.
Yeah, I think Martial's done very, very well.
Bay looks a beast as always. Fosu Mensah looks rusty, but he didn't get much football last season anyway, did he?
No. And also, he's had a very, very bad thing happen in his personal life with that Ajax player, who's pretty much his best mate, really. So
yes, was that Nori lad? Or
yeah.
Yeah. Not too shabby. Jackson's ball says Pogba should be striking long shots like Martial. We're whizzing by now. Robin Havens, I said 5-1.
It's not that yet, though, is it?
P. Murr says Lukaku out.
He nearly scored again there. Good chance for Martial. Everything seems to fall into him. Dimitri Mitchell's going to come on. And it's Fosu Mensah coming off. Who, I think probably.
To be honest, that doesn't. It doesn't surprise me, but he's done his part.
Now, some people think this Mitchell could end up, forcing his way in, but
Martial's off again.
take the opportunity, mate. Remember, I've not said it for ages because I'm probably not with it as much as I normally am, but over 4,000 people have been watching pretty much consistently throughout, so that's fantastic. Thanks to everyone who's been getting involved. 2,000 likes on it. Obviously, we will be back with Sunday Night Live tomorrow night at 8:30, and we will be doing these watch-alongs all the way through the US tour and all through the season, as we always do. But if you are new to the United Stand, do drop a subscribe. Bottom right hand corner is the subscribe button, and get involved with the community. I mean, this is just a little bit of what we do. We've got Skype shows where you can Skype in on a Monday, Thursday, Transfer Daily at 7 AM every Monday to Friday, live reaction to any big Manchester United news, the 8:30 show every Sunday nights, every night. Just a fantastic community to get involved with. So thanks to everyone who has got involved with the watch along. We'll finish it more or less at full time, and then I'll go do my match reaction, and I'm going to get to bed. But yeah, lots to get involved in, and really, I'll leave a lot of it for the match reaction. But the big thing was, if you're new, make sure you subscribe and get involved, because I think you found a great place to interact with Manchester United fans, which is great. Great tackle there by Mitchell.
Yeah.
Well done. He's come off
Get in, lad. Yeah.
Here's Martial down the left. Pass one. Will he shoot? He tried to pass that time. I think everyone's performance has sort of gone off a little bit now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's very. I mean, when you're 4 goals to the good.
Good tackle by Lindelof there. Oh, it's going to be 5-2 to LA Galaxy. Marcus, got a goal coming in, which means 2-2 in the second half. So not as.
People blaming Joel again. Terrible deflection.
It's obviously going to come from a corner, which we've not improved on. I think it's Lindelof's man again.
Who was the guy on the line by the front post there?
Well, I'm more looking at who's meant to be marking him, to be honest. Let's have a look.
Trying to see. Yeah.
See, that's disappointing from Lindelof, because Lindelof's meant to be the man who's
well,
good in the air. Well, thanks for coming on, Marcus, anyway.
Alright, it's my pleasure. Good to be back on.
Not quite over yet, folks. We might get another one.
So we got, who's left? McTominay, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll probably get a bit of game time against Salt Lake.
Oh dear. Right, Jamar Dos Santos, 2 goals. Nathan Tubb says boring game. I think the game's been okay, actually.
I don't think it's been bad.
No, for a pre-season game, I'm more excited about the second half than the first half. But I think overall, it's been entertaining enough. You know, I mean, didn't expect it to be played at 100 miles per hour. You know, it's
So 3-0 on the first half, looking like it'll be 2-2 for the second half.
Could be the last chance. Oh. Oh, you know what? Lukaku there, he's just gone, held it up with 3 players around him.
And that's it. It finishes 5-2 to Manchester United, which is, you know, give us your thoughts, Marcus.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not a fantastic, amazing, faultless performance, but it's a pre-season game. It's training, it's fitness, and I was pretty impressed by what I've seen. Lindelof, all right, he got turned, but he looked pretty solid on the ball. Calm and collected. Lukaku, him and Martial worked quite well. But Pereira, I was really amazed that he could pass like that. So I think good, really good game.
Yeah, lots of positives. A few things of concern, which I'll talk about in the live comments in a moment. Let me just sort this out for you. Edit basic info. Who would you be man of match be though over the two games?
First half for me it would be Rashford. Second half for me would be Martial.
Rashford and Martial, which isn't bad, not bad at all in relation to those two.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought it was really well played.
Good. Right, I've got myself set up, which is great. Right, okay. Let me come back here. But thanks for coming on, Marcus. I know it's not easy. It made it a lot easier for me to have someone to talk to, as did the live comments. We're up and running. Manchester United are back playing. I'm going to do my live match reaction now. I've set the stream up, and the link is in the... If you just click the United stand and go to the homepage, you'll see the link there. It says LA Galaxy 2. Manchester United 5. I'll give you my player ratings and the things that concerned me from the game. But we'll go over and do that now. But thanks, Marcus, for coming on, and I'll speak to you soon, pal.
No worries, my pleasure, mate. Have a good night, and I'll catch you later. See you later, comments.
And let's just close that off. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my match reaction and do my stream there to the match reaction. Click the home page. You'll see the score. I'll be over there with you in 60 seconds time. See you in a minute for the match reaction show.